Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to another incredible Wednesday. Hey, Sue M. Yes, we're going to do this. So I am joined, as usual, with Fluno, and of course, our the mouth of the North, the Canadian storm. Yes, it's G Canada here to join us in this wonderful August night.
What's with the new intro? That's pretty awesome, man.
I got to
on that
update
stuff or what?
Yeah, I've been using the AIs.
Nice, good for you.
Some old lady's ventilator went off because I had to have that entrance. See this Sue M.
I remember one time we were using it on Gunk, and I put in the comments, everybody howled that we just used enough electricity to power Cuba for 4 full days. Right?
Exactly. You have no idea how hard it was to actually make that. Hey, we got Jamie Cotton. We got Tony Imperial. Oh, I love Tony Imperial. Actually, I think since you're here tonight, I have a story I think I'm going to go over. I'm going to add that in. Yeah, so this has been a fascinating week for myself because all I'm doing is fixing crap. That's all I'm doing now. Both my cars are literally just sitting in my garage. Well, one now works, the BMW. The Charger is still up in the air. It will, maybe I'll be able to use it by next week. I've just had one of these summers. Thankfully, you don't use your car in the summer in Florida because, well, it sucks. It's hot. It's miserable. It's wet. And it's hot. And so it's been one of those weeks for me. And then, of course, at our office, I've had to do handyman crap. I've been doing electrical. It's my side gig thing. And Jesus. Nice. I know how to do that too. So how you doing? We'll go G Canada. He hasn't been here a while. What you been up to, man?
I don't know. Summer's pretty busy around here. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff going on. You know, you go visiting whoever because nobody does anything through the winter, and the winter was so terrible this year. Like, gorgeous building, man. I mean, Buffalo, 100 years ago, it was one of the top 10 most populous cities in North America. Yeah. Like that's including Montreal and Toronto, right?
Sure.
But now Buffalo is one of those Rust Belt cities that's just pretty much died. But there are so many huge houses and stuff in Niagara Falls and Buffalo. It would blow your mind. Like just big, huge.
Well, that was where houses. A lot of really wealthy people went and summered.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Canada didn't send us explosive diarrhea.
No, that was California.
That was Taco Bell.
No.
What? Who eats a Taco Bell?
There are people that eat a Taco Bell.
I haven't eaten a Taco Bell in probably 30 years.
There are people that eat there.
Look, occasionally it's okay. Just don't get the lettuce. I mean, of all places, though, I feel kind of bad for them because they doubled down on their memes, Canada did not hurt us. Canada hurt us with the smoke. So now
you gave us all that smog.
Yeah. Hey, listen, dude. I live like a few miles away from Love Canal. I'd shut up if I were you. You know what?
Yeah.
Everybody around
now
here.
You have a 98% tariff because of some smoke. Sorry about that.
There you go.
We apologize.
Jamie Cotton. Weather in Florida has been brutal. Do you all have remote start to cool your car before getting in? Yes, my F-150 has remote start, and it turns the air conditioner on and the seats. Yes.
Well, here's what's funny. I use my climate start more when our stupid fake or anomaly winter came in when it was like 28 degrees. I had the climate start going more than I do for the summer start. But
you know what?
It's pretty hot up there too. So
something happened with the cars that I have, and there was supposed to be all that because when they're plugged in, you can preheat it or pre-cool it, and it works off of the plug, like you're plugged into the wall. And for some reason, it never worked properly, and Ford gave up on it after a couple of years and just turned it off on all the cars.
See, it
doesn't work. You can't do it.
I have a 2016, and mine came with the heated and cooled seats, and I did the modifications to them to make them work better because Ford, of course, had a better idea. And I went into Forscan, and I set up the remote start, and because I didn't want to pay for it at the factory, and it's phenomenal. It
Yes.
cools in the summer and heats in the winter. It's beautiful.
It is. The glories of
all right.
modern cars.
So, all right, Sky Spectre, always with the inquisitive mind. You scare me with the repo story. Doesn't apply to me, but why can't somebody just get a loan? Never got one, so don't understand. All right, so what she's referring is I have a video I put out last night that I discovered that classic cars are now getting repoed. And that was because people that like are you and I, not like G Canada because he's in a different tax bracket, are
yeah, lower. I can't afford cars, so there you go.
are getting loans to get these muscle cars that are at the top of the market. But at $120,000 car that sells at like your local street side or an auction, that isn't always a multimillionaire that's buying that car. That is, it's literally one of those things where it is a real thing. So it's and the thing is, the site is sketchy as hell, but it's still a thing that's happening because there's no way that there's all these loan sites out there that are charging 9% interest for 7 years. You're talking $1,700 a month for 7 years to have a car.
Last week we figured it out, right? Yeah.
I mean, it's brutal.
My question, Dennis, is this: how many guys, and I'm sure you saw it in when you were in your previous life, how many, I know how many guys in finances like to take out loans so they can, they buy on margin, right? They buy stocks on margin.
Correct.
Well, how many guys bought these cars when they saw the market was going up and up and up and thought, I'll do it for an investment, and next year I'll buy a car for 80 grand this year, it'll be worth 150 next year, I'll sell it and I'll pay the 9%. How many did that?
That's probably a good percentage of them because the market peaked right after the flu of 2020, and it like 2022 is when it really got to the top. And I can imagine right then that's when all the suckers come in and start buying because they think that it's a sure bet, and it isn't. I mean, a lot of these cars are just flat in value or going down because the market is at a point where it's just, if you do the math on doing an $80,000 loan, it's $1,600 a month. I mean, that's psychotic. And, not everybody has, $100,000 laying around to buy these cars. And so, I always have the people commenting, and I did a thing on on valuations of cars, and I've done videos on that, and they always blame rich people for driving the price. No, it's your neighbor. It's your guy at work. It's a guy at the cruise-in, at the Cars and Coffee who has a decent living, but he doesn't have enough money to buy the car he wants.
Right.
So he goes out and gets a loan, with basically where Vito and Frankie would be going, damn, that's high interest. Right. I mean, 8.5% is actually for really good credit. And the banks don't care about making that loan because they are knowing that they're going to be okay. They're going to make their money back. No matter what happens, they're going to make their money back. Because if you pay back, they made their money. If they fault, they know they can sell the car. It's not like there's not a market for these cars. So it's actually kind of terrifying, and it really is a lot of like the 1929 stock market. That's how the cars are right now. That's how especially muscle cars. They're at that point of insanity, and sooner or later, the merry-go-round stops going around, and you get caught. The musical chairs where you get caught. We're coming to that point because I'm sorry, but regular Chargers, are $80,000. Like 68, 69 Chargers are 80 grand. No, it's just no. It's too much money. A Charger RT is over 100,000. Like a 68 to 70 is over $100,000 now. Untouchable. A real 68, 69 Super B, $85,000, $90,000. I mean, I'm not even exaggerating. And that is literally where we are with it. And I wanted to do the video to kind of point out that it's like, it's not rich people that are driving up the prices. It's your neighbors that are driving up the prices. Go ahead.
You know, Dennis, I sent you that video. You might have mentioned it. It just again popped up magically on my feed about the Corvette guy, and he was talking about the future of Corvette collectability. And basically, just as a quick elevator rundown, you know, he talks about obviously 53, 57, fuel injected, 63 split window. There's always going to be that. But he says the younger folks out there, like 20 somethings, they're not all about originality. And they take like a C4, still affordable, and trick it out their own way. Good for them. And we don't want to mention the B word out there, but he blatantly says that the boomer mentality, okay, and he said these people pass along, they have made certain things happen. And it's just a different mindset. And the reason why like C7s are holding supposed value is because they don't consider the C8, even though it was an original design in the 50s, how the designer, the main guy of the Corvette, wanted a rear engine or mid engine car. The C8 they don't consider really real Corvette.
Right.
So C7 now is, and they're great cars, but they're magically somewhat elevated. So it was a very interesting video of how what has made these cars, even some of the, he made up another point. Oh, let's park this in the garage for 18 years with 2,000 miles. It'll be worth $1 million. No, it's not. No, it's not. And all it's done is hurt other people from actually enjoying your car. And you've discussed it. I think of your tagline, take it out, enjoy your day, might make your day, someone else, whatever. That's why I just screwed that whole thing up. But the point is it's amazing that is a mentality that has caused so many cars to go up in price because of this collectability, not enjoyability of the vehicle.
See, for me, I would rather spend that, you're talking about 80, 90 grand for a 60s Charger. I'd rather spend that money on a C8. I'd rather go out and get a C8 instead of an old car. Like, I can't see spending that for it. So I just think, like you said, Dennis, a lot of guys are just driving up the prices because they thought it was a good investment. And much like the stock market, when everybody who bought on margin, it drops and they were counting on making that money just to make the payments tomorrow, it's gonna crash hard. I actually, years ago, I used to repossess cars. I don't know if either of you guys have ever done that before.
No, but I knew a guy I knew a guy named Repo. That was his call name, Repo Man. Oh, I've heard many, many stories. He had a beautiful 65 Riv, actually. Yeah.
No, I repoed many. I used to work for GM Financing out of Toronto. So we did a lot of Southern Ontario. We did a lot of, it was nice too, because when you'd repo some cars, they give you the keys. They'd actually cut the keys for you at the dealership. So you could just jump in a Corvette or back then Trans Am or a Camaro, something like that, and just drive it away. I can remember following one guy, and he actually spotted me. I don't know how he did it, but he had a brand new Corvette and he wasn't paying for it, lawyer. And I was just going to wait till he went into a corporate store or something, but he actually spotted me. He turned around, floored it home, and threw the car back in the garage and came out and yelled at me. What are you doing? You know what? He made the payment that day. As soon as he knew that somebody was gonna, and he was backed up 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, they don't want your car.
No, they want you to make the payment.
Yes,
and he goes inside, he makes the payment. I don't know how. Back then, he must have transferred it because it didn't have internet banking or whatever. He must have called them and made the payment somehow back then. But he was mad, man. He was so steamed. He came out yelling and screaming at me because once it's in their garage, you can't do anything about it. Here anyway, you can't go in. If it's in their driveway, you could pluck it with get into it, whatever. But he threw it right in his garage. And
so Sky Spectre always with the great questions. So if I was a repo girl too. They set me up most time and the engine blew up. I
don't get what that means. What are you saying?
I have no idea what it means.
So you went to repossess a car, you were driving it, and the engine blew on it? Is that what happened?
I think cars with blown engines. So also Sue M with the deep question: would you repo a chick's car if she was cute?
Sue, no. I was vicious. I was vicious at repoing cars.
You would.
I didn't care. I might get the girl in the front of the tow truck and have a little fun with her, and then say,
Wow.
"Okay, see you later," and take her car. I'd still take her car
yeah.
after.
Wow.
Well, maybe if you do this, I might not take your car. I said might.
Wow. Where's your HR
But yeah, I was
department
vicious,
here, Dennis?
man.
Jeez,
What?
HR.
Yeah.
Nice.
HR department. We need some training videos here.
You got to remember, this was a long time ago.
Hey,
This
G, you know
The
what
good old
GMAC
days.
stands for? You know what GMAC stands for in the let's just say the tertiary market of the car business?
No.
You've been
Go
approved by GMAC. Oh, really? Yeah, give me all cash.
Nice. That's funny. It was cool though when I was young because we get to drive. I was like 18 or 19 or maybe 20. So you're getting to drive all these cars that people couldn't afford. They were usually nice.
Yeah,
That's the thing
Yeah.
too.
Well, yeah.
People who were getting their cars repoed, it wasn't like the cheapest cars that GM
So
made.
you're saying Nissan Sentras weren't getting repoed?
Yeah, no, it was always Cadillacs and trucks and Camaros or Firebirds or whatever, Corvettes. It was mostly nice stuff. Like people that just bought an average, what was it back then, Lumina or whatever the mid-sized car was, something like that, or a Beretta. Remember when Berettas were big?
Oh yeah,
yes.
Berettas. Cool.
You bought a 2.8 Beretta, you weren't defaulting on your $212 a month.
No,
whatever you had
weren't.
to pay for it. It was the guys who went out and spent same as what you're talking about now. They spent too much money. The financing was too big on it, and sooner or later they just couldn't rob Peter to pay Paul.
Exactly.
And that's when
G Canada came. You get approved.
That's when G Canada came to pay you a visit with a tow truck or with the keys.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. But yeah, so it's going to be a harsh reality. I think as this year goes on into next year, that we're going to see a lot more of this. I noticed that that street side, it's our consignment place that's near me. It is overflowing with cars. People are unloading.
Yeah.
They are trying to unload, and it's not boomers trying to cash in. I think it's people that are over their heads and they're trying to get the hell out. The problem is that those places, those consignment places, are the main target of the loan places. It isn't really the auction. The auctions push, but these places absolutely will try to get you in a finance office. Either that or they're trying to sell the car overseas. Either way.
Yeah.
So that's because that's flipper heaven over there. And that's another thing that's kind of, I probably have to do a video on that because flipper cars are friggin', they're horrid. And honestly, I almost think that this 300 that my buddy that I got stuck working on, I'm starting to have a bad feeling. It's a flipper car because there's so much wrong with it. Did I go over what's wrong with that 300 last week fully? Because we found out
everything. The headlamp.
Well, we found out that it had two different head gaskets. They're two different colors. It has been bored over already. We don't know how much. And we went over that the block was repaired with
JB Weld.
JB Weld. Yeah, this is quality stuff going on there. That's what a flipper car looks like though. Stuff like that happens. And so that's where we are. And I saw people mentioning people talking about a slob 9.3.
My friend just bought a slob.
Oh dear Lord, I'm so sorry.
Oh, listen, a friend of mine had a 9.3 combi, they were called. It was a 4-door wagon in the 2000s. It was the same as WRX when GM owned Saab. It had the 2-liter turbo. He had it taken to some guy who did WRXs. He had it pushed up to 300 horsepower.
Jesus.
And had all the WRX, like the racing, had it lowered a bit. It was a good-looking car, and it was fast.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking very fast.
The problem I have with them is that they're usually not made very well. I mean, that's kind of the problem. That they like my friend's family had one, and it was in college. I went to open the door, and the door handle just snapped off in my hand. And they said, "Don't worry about it. That happens all the time."
Yeah.
They don't call them a sob story for nothing.
That's fine.
We got a sob story for us.
Yeah. Don't worry, we got Dan on it. We got Dan on this one. We're gonna get him to tiz him out on sobs now. That's going to be his new hobby.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's an 05, so it's a GM car basically. 05 convertible, and the reason our friend bought one is because back in the 80s, or early 90s, he actually had a true Saab 900 stick, whatever, like an 87, 88, and so he just wanted to kind of have, and he's okay. I mean, he's in very nice shape, but he wanted a fun car and he wanted some nostalgia. So good for him, you know.
And it's it's 5-speed. It's standard.
5-speed convertible. It's a 2005 9.3. Mm-hmm.
So it's got the 2-liter turbo in it.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can juice those. Like they're a pretty tough little motor, surprisingly enough. And just by slapping a turbo and an intercooler on it, you can ram it up to 300 horsepower, no problem.
Well, let him start from the basics, and then we can.
Yeah, I mean, Dan's the type of guy that has a fleet of cars and some run. So,
yeah. So we'll get. No, the joke is that we're like, oh well, where's yours at? He needs to go buy one now to reverse engineer to fix the friends, and just spend weeks at his house making sure it's perfect.
Jesus.
This is how it's gonna roll.
Yeah. So, God, it's ridiculous.
I need a dentist up here. I got a couple things that need to go on in my cars. So if he can pop on up here. I need the carbs tuned to my motorcycle too, Dennis.
Oh,
nobody seems to be able to do it perfectly, but you know.
You got to be kidding me. They're not that hard to do.
No, the carbs on those are brutal.
I mean,
it's well known.
Well, it's an Italian bike, right?
Yeah.
No. Oh, screw that.
Anybody
I don't work on Italian things.
Anybody who works on them knows that that's like something like it's like a 2-hour thing.
I forgot it was a Ducati. I'm like, no, you need special tools. No,
and they have to be done like every year too. Like,
yeah, because it's an Italian. It's Italian. It's the downfall. It's Italian.
I think 1 or 2 years later they went to fuel injection, and you never have to do a single thing with it.
You don't. That's the kind of nice thing about factory fuel injection.
Oh, you want to hear a good story though?
Sure.
There's this little plastic Y piece, and it's well-known failure point. It's got both the fuel lines and then the fuel of the exhaust, and then the fuel in between, right? The gas tank and the so it had the orange additive for the winter gasoline. You put the additive in there and it sits over the winter so nothing goes. And I pulled up a little piece. I'm on like a forum with some other Ducati guys, whatever. And they have this little, they actually get it from a plumber site, and it's a Y piece that's made of stainless steel. It's about $14. Okay. And I thought to myself, that looks like a great deal. You know, you just get it, pull off the plastic Y piece. So anyway, I turned the key forward because I was moving it back, and I hadn't actually started it this year. And the plastic Y piece smashed. And gas went all over the driveway, all with that orange stain. My wife was screaming at the top of her lungs. I'm rolling the thing back. And you know what? Once the pump starts, it doesn't stop because it's just like siphoning.
It's gravity. It's gravity fed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going down.
Yeah. So I oh my God, like the whole tank just went everywhere, man. Oh, it was brutal.
That was expensive.
Yeah, I got in so much. Well, I got in so much trouble. It wasn't even funny. There's still like a trail. I can't get it off the driveway.
If you use OxyClean, use OxyClean and get the ground wet. Put OxyClean on it. Keep it damp. Scrub it a little bit, and then rinse it, and the OxyClean will get it out.
Oh man, she was mad.
Let's take it.
She was so mad.
Look at this. Barracuda coming hard.
Look
at this stuff. Between 65 and 74, Saab in Sweden assembled Plymouth Valiants. Unfriggin' real. They were building Valiants. I didn't even know that.
Oh, geez. I wanted to get to my point. Anyway, the point of the story is that Dennis would have bought the $14 stainless steel piece and already
absolutely.
Put it in. And I'm just a lazy
plastic.
I'm just a lazy piece of crap who just waited for the thing to blow up in my driveway.
I don't trust plastic anywhere in a fuel system. I just don't. It's just the worst thing in the world. God, no. Oh my God, no. No.
$14. $14. That's it.
$14. You drop more than $14 worth of gas.
Absolutely. I totally dropped more than $14 worth of gas.
Wow. Jesus. Yeah. No, like my big thing on fuel systems is much metal as you can humanly put in it, and as little rubber as humanly you can put in it, because rubber's bad. Rubber's really bad for a fuel system. because rubber gets old. And I actually had that on my E30 by 89 BMW. The fuel injector fuel line going to my fuel filter actually got as hard as a rock sitting in my garage. In a climate controlled garage, it got hard as a rock, and it started spitting gasoline everywhere. So all these people that have rubber lines running over their exhaust manifolds on their 440s and 383s, you're just waiting for the fire to happen. That's all you're doing. You're just waiting.
Back in the 60s, they didn't. It's like, there you go.
Yeah, it's all right. So let's be with. I saw AI being mentioned on the thing. So I have a little news story that I think everybody would love to see on these wonderful flock cameras. Because I was talking about this last week, and they not only violate highway safety standards, but they also violate the Fourth Amendment. See, in Canada, in America, we have a thing called the Fourth Amendment, where it's illegal. You have to have probable cause or a warrant to do a search.
Yeah, we have exactly the same thing. Okay. I've actually watched YouTube not YouTube, but YouTube videos where this woman had driven through this town 11 times in the last month. One day they had a break-in around the time where they drove through, and they actually went to her house to ask her, and they said to her, well, why have you driven through this town? And I mean, she lived in the next town over. And they lived in the middle of nowhere, so it's perfectly legitimate for her to go wherever she's got to go. Right. I think it was her parents' house or something, so she drove through the next town. But they actually came and questioned her as to why she was driving through their town, and they had the list of every day and what time she drove through, and it coordinated with a break-in that was in. Did you do it? And I mean, this is just scary. An average woman.
Yeah,
no criminal record, no nothing.
And
they're at her house harassing her because she drove through town and it was on those flock cameras.
Exactly.
Unbelievable.
So the other thing is that these things are not up to Federal Highway Administration standards of being able to be breakaway, because all poles that are along the side of a road are made to give, so you don't kill the person in the car. I mean, that's the whole thing around roads, because I have a friend that is, and you know him too, Fluno. He's an engineer, and he does work in the state of Florida, and he does roadways, and he explains all the safety things. And these flock cameras don't have they don't have giveaway on them. They're solid, as you see here when they get cut down. They're solid. Now the other problem with it is that they also are tracking you, and you're being tracked. And this is the part that bothers me most of all, because there are states that are talking about banning classic cars from being on the road. And you're wondering, well, how can they do that? Well, they could, because they have your license plate and they know that it's attached to a classic car. Plus the AI half the time gets the car right, so they can actually track you. So this is kind of not a great thing. And this is, of course, the website that goes all the time. So they literally, their poles are dangerous. They don't break. And now they're also tracking you everywhere, and they're harassing people. There was somebody on, what was the not the Drive, the other website that got pulled over because they were test driving a car, and it was marked as stolen. They were test driving a Land Rover and got pulled over with like 6 police officers to get out of the car, the whole bit, because they got picked up by one of these friggin' rights violating cameras.
I think don't they attach them to the plate readers? Because don't a lot of American police cars have actual plate readers in them now?
Yeah, there are things that plate readers, but this is a little higher than that, because this is also AI.
It's far more in depth.
So it actually can tell you how many dents is in the car. It can tell you scratches on the car. It can tell you misaligned panels. It actually profiles the car even more than the plate. So these are and with the states trying to ban old cars from going on the road, this is an easy way to do it if they allowed to have these cameras. These things are so illegal, it's not funny. And
Dennis,
yes.
How are they even approved or not breakaway poles? Then by that rationale, how are they even being allowed to be put on the highway to begin with?
Well, how are they allowed to be put on the highway when without being brought up to a public vote? There is that's
No, I understand. No, I get that too. But it's like you would think this would be the Achilles heel that truly would be the mark to, hey, you can't put them up because you're not even safety regulated.
No, they're very dangerous. Everything about these is really not good, and it actually worries the hell out of me that this type of stuff is actually happening here, because it's not good. It's really, really bad stuff.
Police will always push it further and further and further.
Yes.
And if they can get away with it, they will do it. I'll tell you this, every red light camera, every speed camera that's gone up in my town has been totally trashed. And over most of Southern Ontario, they absolutely get destroyed. They're not up for a day or two before somebody goes and paints it, spray paints the viewfinder, or they just take a baseball bat to it. They really don't last long around here. They get chewed up so quick. It's become like unfeasible for the companies to even do it because they don't make enough money before they're up to sustain the continued vandalism of them. Like, I'm not saying I would go out and do that. Obviously I wouldn't, but I'm saying it happens all the time. People don't like that here. I don't know about there, but those flock cameras are everywhere, even in small towns. They've got like 30 of them set up.
Like on streets, like on residential roads. Like, that's not a safety thing. That's spying.
And if you got one right across from your house, it's watching you every day.
Yes.
What time you leave?
People have been reporting this.
It's an
and real quick, as far as red light cameras go, it's about serve and collect versus safety, because I've of course gotten tagged by a couple and I either won it or I'm like, no, that was me. Okay, fine. Here's a check. The reason why it's not really about safety is because when you get busted by a red light camera, it's a non-moving violation. There's no points. Well, that's funny, because if a police officer witnesses me and pulls me over, I'll take it to court and this and that, you get points on it. So don't tell me this is about keeping everyone safe, because
it's just a parking ticket. It's a parking ticket.
It's like serve and collect.
But it's an expensive parking ticket.
It's an expensive parking ticket, and you can go fight it. And I've done it twice and won both times, because it was raining. It was in Tampa, Dennis, and this ridiculous. But it was so obvious that no, I'm not running a red light. I was already so far ahead. It turns yellow. Here's a bus, this and that. I'm not going to slam on my brakes. Both times we're like, no, this is blatantly him not accelerating through or braking. A cop would have never pulled me over on that.
No, of course not.
I'm surprised Florida would actually do that, because Florida's the place where I saw, what's his name there, Sheriff Grady Judd or whatever.
County.
Congratulate a homeowner. Congratulate a homeowner for shooting two intruders, saying he saved the state the cost of a trial and incarceration. I mean, I laugh for days on that.
Municipalities still have their own rights to decide. Like Tampa. Tampa loves voting for these cameras that, by the way, come out of Arizona, and all the politicians get a nice check. Okay.
I wonder how that happens.
So it's not a preemptive law.
So the city gets more funds. The politicians get to spread more around and maybe get a few kickbacks. It's all just about making politicians wealthier.
Backslapping and ass grabbing.
I get it.
And only certain municipalities will do this. And again, it's all about getting in the money. And we have a good friend who's in government. He actually voted every time against these. He loses. Yes. Because, how could you be against safety? And like you bring up, Dennis, the school zones, like
school zones now
at 10:30 at night, or what kids are out at 10:30.
So Barracuda always. I never believe that anyone in government really cares about my safety. No, they don't.
No,
they really don't.
Barry, absolutely agree.
Yeah, they don't. No. They don't care. They just don't care. So but the thing is, I mean, we really need to have a discussion. That people really need to have a legitimate discussion on this infringement on your privacy. You're allowed to have privacy. That's a human right to have privacy. And look, Jack and Rod is here. Cool. And the thing is, though, with the old cars, they want to take them off the road so they can identify the cars, and they say, "Hey, you drove your 1966 Coronet at 10 o'clock at night, and you're not allowed to take the car out at 10 o'clock at night." That's how it works.
Yeah.
And that type of stuff scares me. I watch Terminator. I watch Terminator 2. I see what can happen when you have that. I've read 1984. I read Animal Farm. These are things that
And you got to let the camel's nose in the tent. That's how you get it in, and it starts from small into large.
Absolutely, it's what it always is. So now we're going to go from one tragedy to another tragedy. Quick little thing here.
You're not talking about my life again, are you?
No, we're going to talk about this.
I'm just kidding, man. Sorry.
Jesus.
What?
So BMW is wondering why they're having sales problems.
It looks like the Batmobile.
Yeah.
The car.
Holy grill, Batman. This is an Alpina 7.
What is that?
It's an Alpina 7. It is one of the ugliest things I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh my God.
I used to love BMWs. I used to love BMW design. Everything about the car is nasty now. And then this is the pig nose 4 Series. Great engine, terrible friggin' nose. But then this is the electric appliance. I refuse to call it an M because it's not. And that's the appliance, and it is as hideous as almighty hell.
Yeah, that is ugly.
I love how awful this car is.
That is seriously ugly. But BMW sort of ebbs and flows. Like they'll come out with a terrible looking rear end for a while, and then it'll get better. And then I don't know if they do it to try and so they make it really ugly, and then they make it better, and look what we can do. I don't know. That's nice.
That's an M3 race car.
Yeah.
Of course, that's nice. It's an E46 M3 race car.
But you remember when BMW came out with that horrible rear end for years?
Oh, the bangle butt.
Years?
The bangle butt. Yeah, on the 7s and the 5s. What a terrible car. But I mean, the X5. We've been bagging on the X5 for a few weeks here. The X5 is hideous. It is a hideous vehicle. And now we have these ridiculous looking noses and just the little eyes and the ridiculous grills. Like the grills, there's no consistency anymore. You have that pig snout, and then you have this, whatever the hell is going on here. I guess that's supposed to harken back to the 50s, that nose.
I don't know what that is.
It's an appliance. It's a useless appliance. And I don't know.
I
just had to bring that up. I was just beside myself.
that electric thing, that grill, whatever, that smacks of, to me, like the 20, I don't know, forgot what year it is, but when Lincoln, aka Ford Fusion, came out with their, I forgot the name already, but it was actually not a bad looking car. It had the streamlined tail lights and stuff, but it had that butterfly grill on it. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah. So 20-cent motor. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. No, it's fine.
So 20-cent motor is bringing up about the blunt noses. Well, actually, they've done surveys now. They have real data, and it doesn't change anything. There's still the same amount of injuries. So now they made cars ugly for no apparent reason. We weren't really having a problem before when you got flipped over a car. Now you just get crushed by it. So I mean, it's
Barry coming in with a capybara now.
Wow.
What the hell?
You with a capybara? Wow. When's the last time we had a capybara friggin' reference on a stream?
He's been watching National Geographic again.
Well, he's in New Zealand, so he probably has.
He's got nothing else to do down there.
Ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous.
I don't even think they have capybaras on that side of the world.
I have no idea. I don't even know.
Thing, right?
All I know about New Zealand is that it's really green, and they did Lord of the Rings there. That's all I know about.
They've shot lots of movies there, actually, because of the natural scenery. Small population, lots of land.
Yes. Lots of land. Beautiful land. So we're going to go from the surreal to the absolutely retarded. Because it's time to start talking about Stellantis. And actually, I saw a video on the new Huracan 4 that they're thinking about putting in the GLH, which is nothing more than a Fiat, and they're blowing those engines up because the Huracan 4 can't handle any more boost. So, oopsie. So I actually saw a new Charger today. It's actually probably the same one I took a picture of 2 weeks ago because there aren't that many around here. And it was the same red one. So I'm guessing it's the same car. It was a regular gas one. Yeah, so it's still uninspiring. So here we go. This is from The Drive. And the headline says it all. My 2026 Dodge Charger test car bricked itself 3 times in 5 days. And I think this is a gas engine car. Congratulations. This is why I don't like these cars. The build quality is garbage. I mean, this is garbage. They don't know what happened to the car. So they have a Dodge Charger Scat Pack. And yeah, so then it has shift to P, then desired gear. Nothing happened. So now it had a transmission problem. And then he actually just, and I love it. It's at the airport. He just gets back into the car from the airport, and then sets the alarm off. Then finally he goes, he drives, and then it does it again. 2 days later, while I'm parking lot taking photos for the Charger during my son's soccer practice, I went to move the car to a new angle. I had left it idling in park, but when I slid the pistol grip gear to drive, I was met with the same alert question. Shift to P, then desired to gear. Could have sworn exactly what I was doing. Going back and forth from park and drive did nothing. So there's a little bit of electronics problem in the transmission on this thing.
Just like a B58 is what they'll tell you.
No,
just as good as a
B58.
B58 and the same transmission. They're just like it. Exactly the same.
Yeah, okay. This is Temu B58. This is a Temu BMW. So it took 4 weeks for them to figure out what happened to this car. 4 weeks. Think about that for a second. 4 weeks to fix it.
Even their people can't work. They don't even know how to work
They're
on
scared
it
to work on the Huracans. They don't like working on them. I've seen the videos. They don't. Sky Spectre, of course, always with curiosity. Doesn't understand. Brick means that it won't do anything. Right. It's like when your phone doesn't want to turn on, when your computer doesn't turn on. That's the technical term is bricked. And now Stellantis has perfected the bricked car. Because their electric ones did the same thing. They did 770 horse. Yeah, the Tony Imperial. Yes, they're going to come out with another 6-cylinder car, squeezing more power out of that 6. Hoping it actually will last to 100,000 miles. I doubt it.
They would have to put electric motors in to get that kind of horsepower.
No, they're not. They're going to supercharge and turbocharge. So that should be reliable. Not really.
Yeah. And a huge market to buy it. Huge market.
Yeah, huge market. Yeah, there's hundreds of people ready to buy that $100,000 car. So I called Stellantis, who rep told me this first time I'd heard of this happening. A 2,700-mile car. Pre-production car, with production intent software. They may pull the review fleet and send it to dealership Detroit, full scan, and then they send it back to the engineering team. 4 weeks later, the team identified that this website is jumping around on me. That the event experience was caused by the body control manual software issue. During engine start-stop event, the BCM reads the hood latch sensor, sent a brief irregular voltage level to the engine control module. Due to the irregular voltage level, the ECM could not determine if the hood was open or closed. The Charger Safety Pro is not allowed to automatic ESS restart with hood open, thus prompting your customer message and requiring manual restart. Wow. Team, blah, blah, blah. Now, the other problem is that they have a whole thing on how to close the hood on these cars because they break. That's how bad these cars are made. That like there is literally a thing, and if I can get this to scroll down, there is a thing on how to shut the hood without breaking it.
I ate a hood once. It was scary. Came right up, covered the windshield.
Do not drop or forcibly close the hood. Doing so will cause damage to the hood. Wow. Only use force in the area highlighted in the image above, the 2 little things right there. Just like in a BMW.
They perfected hoods about 90 years ago.
I know. Didn't they? on my Charger, I can just go slop and it'll close and it's fine.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ. So this car there's a reason why it doesn't sell besides it being really expensive. is that it's built like garbage. And this is just, I mean, it's really not great.
Where are they making them, Dennis?
They're made in Canada.
Really?
Yes, they are. They're made in the Canadian plant.
I wonder if that's a St. Thomas plant then. I'd have to look and see.
McAleer, yeah, McAleer is still the guy that helped destroy Jeep. Is trying to defend this because he's destroying Chrysler and Dodge at the same time now. He's it's really not good. So yeah, so the Charger has problems. So I think it's time. Let's actually go see what's really happening with the Charger at this point, because we might as well. Yes, the Dodge Charger update, because it's my favorite. It's my favorite car to bag on at this time. I can't stand Stellantis. I can't stand the people running the company. I can't stand this car because it's not a muscle car. It's a Temu BMW. I mean, literally, if you went to Temu and ordered a BMW 3 Series, they would send you this car. And it's just not. It's not a Charger. I don't know what. I mean, the front wheel drive one was a Charger, more than a Charger than this. So let us go check on how we're doing at this point, because they're now making the 2027s. They've been making it now for 2 weeks because why not? So let's take a look here. So this is last week. There was 10,984 of them available, total, and 300 of those were in shipping. So 10,645 were on lots. This week, what happened?
Wow.
What the hell? Why did you do this? I have a full picture here. Remove. There you go. This week there is. Wait, is this it?
No.
Here it is. Here it is. There are 10,860 on the lot and 11,224 available because they built 2027s. So we have gone from the 10,860 to 10,640. So they and with I figured out they sold about 240 cars this week because they're throwing cash on the hood. Now, I mean, this is a brand new car and they're building the 27s. So let me give you an idea, though. I have a little live thing right here. Let me pull this up, remove this, pull this up. This is live. This is me right now on their website. As you can see, they have a 45,000 one. Now, if you go down here, being built, so there are 60 Chargers being built, 2027s. The cheapest one is $55,000 because it's blue. Because colors cost more. But if you go and you look on the ones that are on the deal or lot, like this one right here, it is at Riversdale in Riverdale. It says $45,000. I go to the website; it's $49,000. There's no that. They're playing games now with the pricing on this car. They're trying to get people to come in to buy these cars, and I guess they aren't. Look how much this car is to finance. $770 a month.
It's surge pricing, just like Walmart. Have you heard of the pricing? No, I'm serious. Have you seen the little digital? They've got digital tags in a bunch of Walmarts in the USA now, and they're changing the prices on items depending on what time you're shopping at. Like if you're shopping at 5 o'clock at night, it's going to be a couple cents higher. So say it's $6, $5.97.
Yep.
All right, it's going to be $6.17 at a busy time. It's going to be $5.97 maybe later on at night. So how much are they what's the actual percentage that they're charging on these things for financing?
For financing for
like 5 years or whatever.
It is showing a 7.69 for 72 months. It's a 6-year loan.
Wow.
And this is why this car's not selling. Your base one, the cheapest one in the United States, is still almost $800 a month.
Why is the financing so high on them? Like I'm looking at some Fords right now, and they're 1.99%.
That's because Ford knows what they're doing. No, this is a actual website. This is a CDJR dealership. young
Oh no, I
Riverside.
understand, but they're giving that rough estimate for qualified and this and that.
Yeah.
Dennis, I want to interject real quick that I
Yeah.
just had a channel on. I couldn't get through the whole thing because it was too painful, mainly because of the presenters. I'm not going to mention their name. And I mean, they do their thing. That's fine. I was in Florida, actually.
Imagine that.
And the gentleman, he says, I'm driving the worst car in America. He bought, according to the site, beautiful red, he bought a brand new charger appliance. Ready for this? Flat out said it right on the. He says, I bought this for brand new, half off the sticker.
That's about right.
Half the sticker for
That's
a
about
brand
right.
new car for 2026. Wow, that would be great in other markets. Like Ford wants to throw me a GT Mustang at half off right now. I'm at the lot. Okay, I'm just being honest. But with the stick, obviously, and gray and red leather. But anyway, that is just insane. That, and of course they went through all this and the dyno and all this nonsense. I got bored very quickly, but I just wanted to at least watch half of it, and I'm like, this is
So you
stupid.
can, so you can basically go in and offer them anything, and they'll give you one.
Pretty much, yes.
Like
The
just
electrics are not selling.
within reason.
No.
Within reason. I
No,
mean,
no.
they're 80 grand. You walk in and say, "Hey, man, I got 45K. Give me one of these." Right?
They'll actually sell it to you. They'll be happy to get rid of that.
Yeah.
They'd be happy to give it to you for $45,000. An electric appliance sitting on the lot is not good because it's already devaluing as it's sitting there like a stone.
Jeez.
And
all electric cars have horrible depreciation. Like
Yeah,
they depreciate faster than a 7 Series BMW or a Mercedes S-Class.
So this is the thing with this charger is that I there's one channel he uses his initials. I'm not going to say anymore. I mean, he is absolutely dying on the hill of this company, and it is utterly embarrassing. And he finally made a video the other day, going pretty much saying he lied. That they're not putting a V8 in this car. It's like what I've been saying since they originally built it. They can't put a V8 in this car. It is absolutely amazing how horrible their PR has been. It's how horrible their marketing has been, how horrible the launch has been for this car. I've never seen a car that had such little energy behind it. This car, the energy is negative. There is no energy behind this car.
I take it the V8 won't fit. It just not.
It won't fit. It's
possible.
made for inline six, and you can't put a V8 in there. Not without spending a lot of money. They're already in the hole. You probably, because it's all-wheel drive. The development of this car probably costs what $25 to $50 million in development.
At least.
And to go put a V8 in there, you're talking another 10 to 20 million. Do you think they want to sink $20 million into something that's not selling? That's just not the way it works.
Jack and Rod wants to know if any of these chargers are manual.
All automatics, all 8-speed automatics. They are apps. They're not driver's cars. They're all wheel drive. They're all automatics. So
I'll give it to them. I mean, that's the best automatic transmission in my estimation in the world is the ZF 8-speed.
Oh, it's a great transmission, but you know what? If it's a real muscle car, it has to have a stick.
Yeah.
You need to have a stick in the car. It has to be available.
Even the Demons came out with a stick in them.
Absolutely, those are terrifying. I've ridden in the stick one. The stick one's scary because it's violent. I mean, it's actually violent.
I take it that's a what transmission is that? The ZF 6-speed in that too?
That one, I don't remember what's in that. I don't remember what's in the.
Or is it the Tremec? It might be the.
It might be. I think it's a Tremec
because
that's the only thing that can handle.
Yeah, that handles the power.
Let me see what it is because there's only a few out there. No, no, the Demon never had it. It was the Hellcat. Hellcat. I rode in a Hellcat with a stick. Tremec TR6060.
Yeah, it's Tremec. Yeah.
It's Tremec's are indestructible. They are literally.
That's what all the Mustangs use, and the high horsepower Chevys use the same.
Yeah, it's probably one of the most indestructible transmissions you're gonna have out there because I mean, it's just overbuilt. It really is. It's one of those throwback transmissions that kind of, everybody goes, wow. Yeah, it's Sky Spectre. I have 3 stick shift vehicles in my family. My daughter passed her driving test on a stick shift car.
I haven't driven a manual in so long. It's not even funny. I can't even remember the last time I drove a manual, and I like want to. Like I mean, I drove, trucks and everything. I drove 18-wheelers, whatever, and I just haven't driven a manual in years. It's sad.
Yeah.
Wow. I do want to. But you can't even rent one. It's not like you could go out and rent. You'd have to know somebody. And I don't even know anybody who's got anything with a manual.
Well, if you ever come to Florida, you can drive my old BMW.
Gee, thanks, Dennis. I'm on my way down there right now. But, I really don't know anybody who's got a manual anymore. I just don't.
Yeah. Well, my buddy Archie has the truck I sold him 20 years ago. He's running strong.
But, the one thing I always tell people about manual transmissions is that once you do the major stuff on, if you do a clutch on it and a pressure plate, you don't touch that thing. As long as the fluids are fine, you don't touch that thing for years. It's good for decades. Unlike an automatic transmission, which you need to service every 40 to 50,000 miles. Otherwise, it goes. So
20 cents talking about 3 on a tree. 3 on a tree was actually what I learned to drive standard on.
Oh, I hate 3 on a tree.
I
really
do.
That's how I learned to drive standard on a 3 on a tree.
That is like the worst. It's just the worst because there's nothing fluid about it. It's literally
yeah, and it was on a 58 Chevy with a straight 6 in it. If my memory serves me correctly. Or was it a V6?
No, it's an inline 6. It's the stove. Inline, they call it. Was that the stove? Was that the stovetop 6?
Yeah, it was one in Corvette, probably the blue
stovepipe 6 because it was not it was a semi-reliable engine, but it really wasn't anything like the World on Fire. That's why I had to go.
What's funny about the 3 on the tree is that when that came out, in the late 30s, early 40s, my buddy had a 41 Plymouth with hydraulic shift and synchro mesh from second and third. That was actually, it was all hydraulic, which was huge for that time just to move it around. The thing is that it was actually an innovation because the stick was originally where it is now, again, on the floor. It gave you room for more passenger space, and it was close to the wheel for quicker safety, yada, yada, yada. So it's amazing how it degraded itself, but the original concept of it was actually brilliant. But unfortunately, then became a cheap. My pastor growing up at my school, he had a 75 Chevy 20 van, with a 3 on the tree.
God.
I mean,
they were still having them in 75.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
In the 70s, you can still get a 3 on the tree.
Changed that van for 20 years. I mean, that's how antiquated America. Yeah, it's great. And we wonder why we fell out of I don't know, building great.
But the thing is, Fluno. The thing is, though, the Japanese jumped us because they put 5 speeds in way before we put 5 speeds in.
I know.
I mean, my first 2 Escorts were 4-speed cars.
Heck, they had. The Europeans had radial tires in 61, and somehow because we didn't want to re-engineer everything and greed, we just let bias fly right into the 70.
By 70, they were here. You can get.
No, I know, but it took so long, and but steel belted was still taking a while. Typical.
A short throw 3 on a tree.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, this one here.
A short throw 3 on a tree.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my God, you'd actually hurt yourself. A short throw 3 on the tree, you'd actually hurt yourself. I mean, because going down the second, you're you dislocate your shoulder.
Do you know what car still came standard with a 3 on the tree, even though it was a luxury personal car? A 58 Thunderbird. You actually had to. I mean, most people got it, but it actually was standard to have a standard transmission 3 on the tree in 58.
Yeah, Chrysler actually went away from 3 on the tree pretty fast. I mean, it was mid 60s. They were gone. Go ahead.
So that Thunderbird was a 4 on the floor or a 3 on a tree?
The 3 on the tree. When if you got a Thunderbird, the square bird, I believe 60 might have been the last year, but yeah, that era of Thunderbird, you actually still was available, you might say, to have a manual transmission, but it was a 3 on the tree, shift, not on the floor. Not the small bird, not the 2-seater. That was on the floor. The 58 when it became a 4-seater is when it went back to it digressed into a 3 on the tree.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
But again, it probably was not ordered too often, but it was there.
Yeah, but I mean, I could probably do a whole thing on the freaking manual transmissions in America because that actually Chrysler 3-speed stick was standard up until Christ, like 74. That was the bottom transmission was a 3-speed, and it is miserable.
I saw a training video on that. It was like the Monaco, not the Monaco, but like the one of those cars. It was it said it will come standard with a 3-speed.
Wow. Oh, wow. I learned to drive a Barracuda 3 in a tree 65 Valiant in city with steep hills, rush hour traffic, lights were challenged. I bet your rush hour is a little bit different there in New Zealand.
Yes, definitely.
Just slightly different, but still the hills and stuff with a 3 on the tree. Good Lord.
See, I never had any problems with rolling back ever. Never used a handbrake to stop on. You just slip it into first before you come to a stop. And you just clutch out a little bit until you feel it grab and you hit the brake.
Clutch isn't an on-off switch. You can actually use it and slip it. I had to teach my daughter, you can slip the clutch. Just don't do it hard. Just slip it a little bit and you'll be fine. It's okay. That's, when we were in Sicily, I mean, I had to start on a couple of hills that were literally, I would say they're like 10% grade. I mean, seriously, that's steep with a stick. And I literally, I had somebody parked right behind me, and I'm on this hill like this, and I literally just, it's not my car. I dumped the clutch. I literally just dumped it.
Yeah.
And just pull, and it was that poor little diesel. Just go wee.
I know my Mustang sometimes, like in certain parking lots in Tampa, whatever, and you're inching. You just have to do it.
Yeah.
See, I never roll back. I've got that good at clutch control.
Trust me, I shot forward.
I forgot what year it came out, but Studebaker had actually the prehistoric version of what's like on my new vehicle here, with like a downward slope, whatever. Studebaker actually had the hill holder where you could keep the clutch in, kind of like auto brake or whatever it's called. First, Studebaker, you could have your clutch in, foot off the brake, ready to go with the gas pedal, and it knew with the incline to keep your brakes. I don't know if it was the brake itself, but somehow it was holding it on the hill for you without having to stress about the brake pedal and
must
rolling
have been
back.
a pressure type.
Probably a pressure plate. But how? Again, someone said, this is a great idea, and they had that all the way, I believe, until the company folded.
Now, are you guys capable of driving without the clutch? I mean, obviously, when you go into first or
it's
reverse,
it's not pleasant. I like my cars, but if I've driven when I drive like an 833, like an old muscle car, the only way to shift it fast is not the clutch. You you get it up and just lift a little bit and slam it. Lift a little bit and slam it.
Up and down in any car that I've driven for 2 minutes without ever grinding a gear without a clutch.
Wow.
Absolutely.
It's all about rev matching. If you can,
it's about feeling the motor and where it's supposed to go from gear to gear. I can just feel it without forcing it and just pop it in. It's not an issue. I don't know why. It's always just been easy for me. I don't know why. But
I know in the Chrysler 833s, the only way to get speed out of them is to basically power shift with no clutch. And what you do is you hit the revs and you just kind of back it, and when it falls down, you just slam it into gear. The rev match. They're pretty forgiving because the gear, they're not like modern ones. They have, they're pretty. The gears are pretty forgiving. It's not like a tight new 5-speed. It's a 4-speed, so it's like a little. So yeah. Oh, we always get one good one from this thing. Ericsson USA. I can ride my bike with no handlebars. That's great. Yeah, it's just great. Jack and Rod had no idea you can do that. Yeah, go out and try that. Yeah. Give it a whirl.
Yeah.
We can't be responsible for what happens, but give it a whirl. Watch a video. So
you're fine. Just go.
You're fine.
Don't worry about it.
So let's now kind of talk about the main thing because Barry Cuda always kind of makes me think. And last week we went on this tangent on these freaking Valiants from Australia. I'm like, wow. So I started looking into Chrysler Australia, and it is the most bizarre story ever. And I actually have a whole article. I'm not going to read the whole article, but you got to see this stuff. Okay. So basically, Chrysler got into Australia in 1935. They had like a distributor down there, and they started. Then Holden became part of was the first one to make a steel body before they became part of General Motors. So then, after the war, don't mention the war. They went and Chrysler actually went and bought that company and became actually part of Chrysler Corporation. And so then they made a Chrysler Australia Ltd, and they expanded and expanded and expanded. And then they had bought Simca Autos of France, and then they had they brought in Simca cars, and then of course in '62 they made the Valiant, which was also what they were doing in America. So and then they went through and they lived on that Valiant name, and it's pretty amazing. The Valiant in Australia is such a friggin' it's such a weird car because they did down in Australia. They are very big into utes. So they actually did stuff like this. We looked at this last week, where they made a utility out of a Valiant. That's a 65 Valiant, and they just put this back. There's a Barracuda taillights on it.
That is so ugly. That is just so hideously ugly. Sorry, I had to cut you.
It's fine. I mean, it's you have to it's something to get accustomed to, I guess. But they are big on their utes there. Everything was a ute in Australia. So they had their utes, and the funniest thing though is that they were they're for the Valiants. Then they also made their weird Charger, which their Charger was different because it came with a Hemi, a Hemi inline 6, which is like totally odd and not really what we think of when we think of a Charger. Let's go to a Wikipedia page because this is just so here's what their Charger looks like. And it's like, okay. But I mean, this came out in 1971, 78. But these are actually gorgeous cars. I wish they had made something like this in America. Because honestly, everything about this car is fun. It's the right size. I mean, it's much small. It's like the size of a body in America. So then they had all those things, and then they go ahead.
It's so odd for a small market that Chrysler, Ford, and GM all made specialty cars basically for the Australian and New Zealand market. Did they ever export any of these to Malaysia or I don't know, South Korea, Japan, anything like that? Or they were only internal cars?
Not that I could see. I mean, it was literally just for that market. I mean, it really was just for that market.
And even when you add New Zealand to it, it's still a very small market.
Oh, it's tiny. It utterly one of the most tiny markets you can have out there. And, they did. Here we go. It's like curbside. They used this inline 6 that was not designed. It was supposed to be brought to America and never came here. But it's
mounted
actually
transversely. It looks
no,
like.
it's front to back. It's normal because there's a radiator.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I couldn't.
But it's actually a Hemi head. It actually has a hemispherical combustion chamber in it. Very powerful little inline 6, way over 300 horsepower.
Did they ever have an inline 6 Hemi in North America?
Nope, they never brought this to North America.
Is that 3 carbs too?
Yes,
like a triple.
Yes, they literally were 8. I've seen people put 6 individual carbs on it. What are those Offenhausers? I've seen people put them on there.
I just expanded the picture. That is a wild looking little motor. How many? How big is it? Like it's around
265 cubic inches, and they get way over 300 horsepower. Way over 300 horsepower in this car. That's
crazy.
Exactly.
I think that would have done really well in North America in a small car like that.
The Chrysler was very weird. They didn't understand that this probably would have been a good thing to do, so they ended up not. How can I get out of this now? I can't get out of the page. They just never brought it to North America. See, there's the Hemi head. See, it's like in between the two valves. I mean, it's sitting. The spark plug's sitting right there.
And see, that's why I love watching you, Dennis. Like I always learn something. Like no matter what, if you go through a whole show with Dennis, you will actually find out something that you didn't know before. I had no clue about this car at all with that motor in it.
We wouldn't have known about it if it wasn't for Barry Cuda.
Yeah, Barry Cuda.
So Barry brought this to your attention?
Yeah, last week. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, I was out getting drunk last week. Sorry, guys. I missed the show, but yeah, this is awesome. Thanks, Barry. Good.
Yeah, he literally
brings us great stuff. It's awesome to hear from around the world. Different.
Yeah. So
and he's here saying that Australia actually exported to places like Singapore and to the UK. So that's pretty wild. I didn't know that.
Wow. Yeah, I guess because of the right-hand drive, they were able because Singapore is English. So they had right-hand drive, so they can be able to send it over there. That makes sense.
What about Japan?
I was just kidding. That's what I was going to ask.
Japan is a weird market. It's hard to send stuff there. It really is. Japan's a very closed market.
Yeah.
So they, you have that. They have that Charger, right? Which everybody knows about. But they had this car. They had a car that you would not believe that they actually had. I actually brought it up to the missus. They actually had a they had a thing called the Chrysler. I wish I was kidding.
Yes, I've heard of this actually.
It is actually made by Chrysler, called the Chrysler, and that is absolutely what the car is. And I don't even understand how that works. It's a Chrysler because you bought it at a Chrysler dealership. But then when you go and here's one right here. This is for sale. Oh, it's actually pretty cheap. So
it's a Chrysler because you bought it at a Chrysler.
Sharp.
I mean, this is it says a New Yorker. Well, they actually got rid of they actually had a model just called the Chrysler model. They were insane down there. They literally did stuff like this that is just like, why? Well, it doesn't make any sense, but they did. And
that's a cheap price.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Barry, you want to get a nice full size Chrysler? So, the thing is that this car, that's actually what I used in the thumbnail, was the advertisement for that car. Because here, I'll bring it over here. Here it is. Here is the new Chrysler, and it's a Chrysler. The Chrysler from Chrysler.
Australia's ultimate motor car, the Chrysler.
The Chrysler.
Come on down to your new Chrysler dealership and get yourself a brand spanking new Chrysler.
Actually, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I'll tell you in a minute. Go ahead.
The thing is actually this is not a bad looking car.
No.
For full size, it's nice.
To yourself, I think it's idiots.
Oh wow.
The only thing I can think of here is that they were trying to not talk about the company and the model name. And again, I'm going way on a limb here, but for example, in the 60s, you don't see the word Lincoln anywhere on the Continental. Anywhere, okay? It was the Continental. You didn't refer to it as a Lincoln. It was the Continental. Of course, on the bottom, it said made by Ford, blah, 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 quality, whatever. But it was blatantly and like far more even before my year. I mean, it's still a Continental, America's most distinguished motor car. It barely mentioned the word Lincoln. We all knew it was a Ford, but it was a specifically made car versus. So the only thing I can think about is maybe they were trying to say the Chrysler, like it was above the company name.
Yes.
I don't know.
I think so, because it's like, you know,
I mean, it makes no sense. I mean,
it makes no sense at all. Everything they made this car for 13 years. 13
Wow.
years they made the Chrysler by Chrysler. What are they
Just
drinking down there?
Australians lack imagination, I think. Right?
Well, remember, in 1974, they were the most drinkingest country in the world. They were drinking 42 gallons of beer a year per person.
Oh, that's nothing.
Wow.
Per person? That's a lot of beer.
That's nothing.
Remember, that's including children. Well, actually, they only drink 20. So
it's a nice color in the car.
I mean, this is fine.
Normal sedan.
I've always wanted to go to Australia, but like the 24 hours on a plane.
Yeah, that's my problem.
Yeah, that's the time is brutal. So here's the Chrysler Valiant, which is kind of like the American Valiant except nicer.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, their Valiant was a nicer car. It's like, okay, see, nothing ever said new so beautifully or leadership so well. The best ever Valiant moves still further ahead in specifications as well as style. It's even bigger, roomier car. The safety match engines, 145 horsepower, 160 horsepower, slants, and 194 horsepower, 95 horsepower V8 with front disc brakes are available through the range. Tires, spelt wrong, to match performance in every model.
It's definitely safe from power. There's no power there. It's safe.
No, you can't get hurt in this car. You can't get hurt.
What year is that?
I think this was in 1970. I think that's like a 70 Valiant from there.
Oh, cool little ornament.
Yeah, because they had the other Valiant that we were looking at before. So here we go. Somebody did a whole Ratfig did a video on the Chrysler by Chrysler. See, it says Chrysler right there on the Chrysler.
Yeah. No mistake in that Chrysler.
Maybe they just did this to have conversation like we're doing right now all these years later. Let's make it so ridiculous that no one's going to believe this.
So this is an actual ad.
Nice. Nice.
Because it's Australia.
Yeah.
So here it is, 37 U.S. gallons per person in 1974. The Valiant Charger Sportsman was a limited edition, one of 399, unique paint job, also featuring an interior so lurid that it's amazing they didn't require a handlebar mustache and gold chains as a prerequisite. Wait, I got to pull a picture of this thing up because it is absolutely stunning. That like this is literally when drugs were good. This is when drugs were really, really good.
I'm sure that.
I didn't know they ever got bad.
I mean, but they were really
fentanyl
good.
ruined everything. Fentanyl ruined everything.
Fentanyl ruins everything.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, here we go. Here's a Survivor, so we know it's not messed with. So this is the wild. Look at oh my dear Christ.
And that cigarette he's smoking, that's going to light that Naugahyde up real nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Look at this thing. This screams the 70s.
That almost looks like a Mach 1 in the back. That almost looks like a Mach 1 in the back.
Yeah, they had the flying buttresses they took from the American Charger, and they put it on this, but then they gave it a better that's a nice body.
I like that.
A nice crisper body on it.
I always hated two-tone no matter what. I never liked two-tone.
Look, it has a sliding roof. There's your antenna. The Chrysler Charger XL. And then here's your inline. Here's your slant, your 225 slant. They were supposed to do 340s, but then they didn't. I don't think that they came. I don't think many came with it, if any at all.
Nice.
But look at this, man. That interior is that's tough.
Like a GTI.
Looks like it's got a few rat bites.
Cars like that again.
It's an original car. That's why. I mean, it's kind of worn.
You think
that's okay?
You think those are cigarette burns or rat bites?
They're probably cigarette burns. Knowing Australians,
in the old days, lots of cars had cigarette burns.
Look at that. That's a center console out of like a 67. That's out of a 67 Dodge. That's what that center console's out of. And they didn't even change it around. The numbers are next to the people. instead of being, because this
That's
is for a
great.
left-hand drive car.
Jeez.
That
Here's the
almost
proud owner.
that almost reminds me of the Hearst Olds. And I've never been in one, Dennis.
Yeah.
So I gotta have you explain to me now, because I
Yes.
know you'll know the lightning sticks. Remember the Hearst Olds?
Yes.
And it was a gutless 350 or whatever, and they put those stupid lightning sticks into it. I've never looked it up, but I've always wanted to know. I guess I could just ask AI now and put Cuba.
It will give you the wrong
into a
information. Because AI is usually wrong. And my friend who has the Chrysler 300 found out it's usually wrong.
I always guess they just put it down into low, and then one stick was first to second, and the next one was second to third.
Yes.
Is that how it works?
That is exactly how it works. Because you have, so what you do is, I'll share this one, and then we'll go and show here. So here it is. So what you do on this,
God.
this thing is.
It does look like that. Like the first one that you showed from that Australian car looks like that, right?
Well, no, that is actually a Chrysler, regular Chrysler shifter.
No, I know, but I'm saying the one.
So shifter. What you do is that you put it into this D, and what you do is you shift, and you shift it into first, and then you shift it into second by pulling on the levers. That's literally how that works. The lightning stick.
And you can act like Big Daddy Don Garlitz or whatever.
Exactly.
I mean, the car had about 140 horsepower.
Shifting the automatic.
Pretty much, yeah. You're just, what you're doing is that you're putting it in basically
drive.
sport mode, and then you're manually shifting it.
But the problem is the car had about 140 horsepower, and it was about 3,800 pounds or something like that. So it's not like it was going anywhere, I don't think, right? Is that what it had?
No, this is actually a little bit better. It was in the Hearst Olds. It had a little bit more power.
350 maybe?
No, it was close to 200. I know it's not awesome.
No, I meant a 350 motor.
Yeah,
like
350. Yeah. Nothing impressive. No, but here it shows you how you do the shifting.
Well,
so upshifting.
Sell something, you know.
So you put it in D, and then that's 1, and then boom, you're going into 2, and then you put it into 3rd. See how you move the little balls? 1, 2, 3. And then you downshift.
That's a
3
automatic.
All I remember about them was seeing them in my rearview mirror constantly.
Yeah, I used
very long.
I used to have fun with Monte Carlos with my Charger when it had a 318 in it. I used to the Monte Carlos with the cuisines in there, the SSs, which actually stands for standing still. I used to actually embarrass them with the 318 Charger. I mean, they would get me off the line because I had highway gears, but by the time we got to 30 miles an hour, I was actually roaring by them with a 318 going, damn. It's really not a great. So Tony Imperial knows it's 30. That's right. The old's 307.
307.
I had a 307, the gutless.
373 gears on it. So they really put,
they tried.
They tried.
They tried. So here's what the car looked. I mean, the car was not bad looking.
No, but they had. I mean, think about it though. It's like they had to do anything possible to try to make it a better selling car and to at least add a little excitement to it.
Make it look like it's a sporty, fast car when really, honestly,
it sure looks fast. Yeah,
it looks fast, but it sure as hell isn't.
Go fast stripes, like on a Roush 1, because G Canada loves me talking about Roushes. So stage 1.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
A stage 1 is nothing more than a go fast stripe.
Nope, you're right. You are right.
No, it's just funny how that's all it is. And again, as I always point out, a really crap interior with fake carbon fiber. But really, that's what this is doing. It's go fast stripes and trying to sell it when in a Malays market. What are you going to do? You know?
Yeah. So I love this. Barry Kuda giving us more education. It's pronounced in South Africa.
South Africa,
mate. It's South Africa, mate.
Nice.
Oi.
Hey, Dennis.
Yes.
Could I show you something from the Malays era? Could I introduce my?
Yes. Let's introduce some Malays era. I love Malays era.
So last week we were talking about this is like from Fluno's Garage, like what mystery thing did I find that maybe my dad might have held on for years. And we were talking last week about motor oils and Quaker State and Pennzoil and Jiffy Lube and who owns who, right? And I had discovered this when I first moved back here. This is copyright 1981, and this is Quaker State in a.
Oh my God!
And I'm holding this like it is uranium from the 50s, because this is a little bit of metal, a little bit here, and it is actually. This is Quaker State Deluxe Motor Oil.
Oh my God!
Copyright 1981. 10W40HD saves gasoline, because in 81, boy, you were getting an 80 horsepower standard on many things. But I found, I'm like, after our conversation, I'm like, and I have it tucked away, and I'm thinking that's actually really cool. So I just figured I would share this can.
But do you have?
You'd have to require that, like the Hawaiian Punch, put the two.
Yep.
Do you have this? Do you have a funnel? I do. I have a funnel for those.
Oh, yeah, of course. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But I remember as a kid, my dad go to get, and a lot of times they just do the pop, and you put the funnel in the car and just pour it in, you know. But you're right.
That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool.
So I just figured I'd share that. There'll be another mystery thing next week. I just got to dig it up. It is automotive.
I'll have one too, because I found it. I found this in my storage, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I still have this.
I know. So I just wanted.
In the old days, I always used Quaker State in my cars back then.
My dad loved Quaker State. That's the funny thing. We were talking about how it's kind of gone down and all the different stuff that's happened with oils, and I'm like, it's a perfect time to bring this up. So
yeah, we always use Kendall.
I checked out. Actually, we were making fun of that Hearst Olds, but they really squeezed it for early 80s. 83, 84 had that 307 in, which was an absolutely gutless. My parents had one in a Buick, two-door Buick. I forget what it was, the luxury, whatever. It was the only non-Ford they really ever had. But this thing, that 307 had 180 horsepower and 245 foot-pound of torque, which for the time was quite a bit. I mean, when you're considering the motors,
that's actually a lot.
In the Chevys and the Fords were very low horsepower. Like you had 302s and 305s with 140 horse. If you're
my Impala had 135. Yeah.
There you go. So then with the 373 gears in it, it was quick for that time, compared to the other big cars that were around.
And what a lot of people don't realize is that the Malays really tapped out and worse than like 75, 76, like 82. Oh my God.
I remember living through that where, I mean, honestly, that's why when the Mustang did what it did, when it broke 200 horsepower, it was like, oh, wait a minute.
It was terrible.
There's something happening here. There was an 83 that the GT became something. And it's like, oh, wait a minute. And then 85 was just absolutely like, it was as legitimate. I remember reading Muscle Car Review. It actually was faster than the slowest old muscle cars. Right out of the box. It was running 14. They were running like 14.1.
Yep.
Right out of the box with that car.
Quick, man. I mean, my 80 Cobra, I think it only weighed like 2,700 pounds or something like that. It was crazy light. And it cooked. You've had 300 horsepower at the wheels in that thing. And even with the old 3-speed transmission, which was all I had in it. And it was fast, like really fast, just because they're so light. When you put 4 or 5 people in it when you're young, and you could stuff 5 people in a car back then, and even in a Mustang, you could feel it dragging that car.
Oh yeah, a Mustang especially, yeah.
Definitely. But it was fast. They were fast when you had, when you got up to the horsepower in them, and you felt it, because I was used to driving, a Crown Victorias and town cars and stuff like that. Or that, I can't remember what that Buick was with the 307 in it, but it was a 2-door. It was really nice. Had the big velour seats in it, the moonroof, the whole bit. It might have been the Regal with the wire hubcaps. Yeah. Like really fancy car. It was a fancy car, but just gutless, absolutely gutless.
Oh my God, he's actually admitting this. Buddy Carafano is actually admitting he owned an 82 Camaro with the 4-cylinder. Wow. Hey. Not only was it slow, but the interior was absolutely one of the most ugly interiors ever. The dash in that car was reprehensible. I mean, it was everything wrong with the early 80s was that dash. Jesus,
I don't remember that dash now.
It was all square. It was all the square General Motors dash where everything was
with my
square.
Impala air vents, with my Impala's window cranks, with my. I mean, everything was shared. You look at a '78 Corvette, it literally is might as well. I mean, it's all the same material.
Exactly.
Everything. I mean, can you imagine going to a lot? I mean, really, I try to think of this. Like, you're a career. You know, you've been with, let's say, Ford. It doesn't matter, from like '63 to '83. You've been selling cars for 20 years, and you have to, or especially Chrysler, and you have to like literally talk about a K car, and I'd even have to start bullshitting there and be like,
well, you have to. You can't tell the truth about that car.
I'll tell lights to an Esco, but I'm not going to lie. But it's just like, really, I never have. Like, this is the truth. You have a 90 horsepower engine, folks. I'm really sorry.
I'm really sorry.
No, but here's the thing. This is the bullshit you spread. You go, hey, you know, it has no power, but you get 35 miles to the gallon.
That's what you had to do. That's what you had to do.
You know what car I actually liked back then was the Fiero with the V6 in it.
Oh yeah, except when it caught on fire.
It was a decent handling, quick little car, especially with the when you got one with a standard. It wasn't a bad little car, really. I kind of liked it.
Yeah, I had a friend that had one, and we used to commute to St. Petersburg in one. The most scary thing in the world was riding in that car.
Really?
Because it felt like my feet were behind the headlights.
They were.
I mean, 'cause it's so tiny. I mean, like you're looking up at everything on the road.
Yeah.
I mean, a Victoria pulled next to you, and you're literally looking at it like it's an 18-wheeler going, yeah, this is not safe.
For the time, it had a little bit of power. It was a little fun, you know.
Yeah. It was a great idea, except typical General Motors, just not well executed.
No, they killed it right as they got good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, the Omni GLH was much later. Yeah, Christ, that was late '80s by the time they got the Omni GLH out. It was like
really?
86.
I thought it was like 83, 84, somewhere in there.
No, like GLH goes like hell. I think it was like mid
HS.
Yeah, that goes like hell some more.
Some more.
Some more.
So bad.
Oh my God! I watched a Fiero get T-boned. Jesus! So you saw somebody actually perish in a car. Great.
What were those? Awful. The Dodges. Was it Daytona? The little two-door. Do you remember those two-door Daytona Turbo?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't a bad little car either. Well, while the turbo worked, I mean, because all the turbos gave up on them after a while.
Remember, that's a Mitsubishi. That was a Mitsubishi engine.
Was it?
That wasn't theirs. That was a Mitsubishi engine. The turbo.
I didn't know that.
And that's why it was okay.
My pastor had one. He had an '86 with the flip-up headlights. That thing always broke down. I'm gonna tell you right now, it broke down.
You know what those cars were good for? The doors were patch panels on '69 Roadrunners. They're actually the same body line as a corner panel on a Roadrunner. So they cut the door skin off; it fit right on the car.
Oh wow! I didn't know that.
The dash was cool. That was '80s.
Yeah.
Other than that,
the rest of the car was not very well made. No, not at all. Those are some dark times. Those are some dark times, man. Those are some dark times.
But it looked great.
Some dark times, especially when you're dealing with the Mustang at that point, which was now looking really racy. Yeah, it was. You know what? It didn't do so good.
You can't polish a turd.
Nope.
So was it the Mitsubishi motor and the Eagle Talon also then?
Yes.
You remember the Talon
those were all
drive?
pretty much Eclipses. Yeah.
Anything that was high performance or V6, because remember Chrysler didn't have their own V6 to the early '90s. That was a Mitsubishi V6, and it was that V6 was horrible. One of the worst V6s. Yeah, one of the worst V6s made.
Yeah, but the four-banger turbo was a good little motor, though, from what I remember.
Oh yeah, it was fine. The rest of the car was built like garbage.
Yeah, they fell apart.
I mean, Iacocca wasn't lying. He said, if you can find a better car, buy it. I mean, he really wanted you to go find a better car.
Well, when I look at that '98 Sebring back, obviously many moons ago, I think it had. I mean, it was basically a Mitsubishi. I believe I forgot. Did it have a 2.7 or 2.5 V6 in it? I forgot now.
2.7.
2.7? Okay.
2.7.
That car was, we won't get off the rails on that. I thought that was actually a sharp car for the time. That coupe. It was.
My parents had one around then too. And it had the 2.7 Sebring. It was quick, like 200 horse or 210 horsepower.
It was a sharp looking, like almost like a GT style car. It was really sharp for that era.
It was a step up from the LeBaron. The
Yes.
LeBaron that was not
They
a
were
good
only
car.
cars you kept for a couple years though, because you knew they were going to start to fall apart after. And it's not like
Well-
there's any of them on the road now.
No,
You know,
no,
you don't ever
We
see
talked
them.
about that last week, actually, while you were getting blitzed. We
Yeah.
discussed how many LH cars can we find? No, LHSs in particular.
LHSs, the
Yeah.
Last Hope cars from
You
early
mean the-
'90s.
The
I
front
haven't
wheel
seen one in years.
drive,
Yeah, I haven't seen
How
one in
many-
years.
Yes.
the full size sedan, the front
Yes.
wheel drive with
Yes,
the
the one based on the
3.5.
Renault. Yes. that
Yeah,
one.
it had the Mercedes motor in it too. So the motors and stuff were
No, it
fine.
didn't.
in
It
it.
had
No.
it had a Pentastar in it.
That 3.5? I thought
that was
that was a
Pentas-
Mercedes
No,
motor.
No, they
Chrysler,
didn't.
no.
Mercedes didn't come along to the early 2000s. That was when Mercedes bought Chrysler.
Okay,
in
so
the
I'm
90s, there was a
yeah,
homegrown.
okay.
There was a homegrown engine. It was terrible. Oh my god.
I'm thinking about the later ones where they shared the platform with the E series Mercedes.
Yes. That was the 300, and they used that same chassis up until 2 years ago.
Okay.
Same car.
And you don't see any of those either.
no,
So that's
no,
the
they're-
thing.
No.
no. Yeah, the Maserati LeBaron. Yeah, I actually did a video on that. That was the TC was probably one of the worst cars ever built by Chrysler. But without it was the most expensive car, the most expensive most expensive convertible like of normal cars in North America when it came out. In what did it come out in 90? Yeah, it was one of the most expensive. It was supposed to come out in 85.
Like $35,000 or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was more. A BMW 3 Series was $6,000 cheaper
Oh, God.
with an electric roof.
What
It
does
didn't
the
have an
TC
electric
stand
roof.
for? Turbo Coupe, or what does it stand for? TC.
TC was a turbo coupe, turbo Chrysler TC.
God.
Yeah, it was by Maserati. And it
Yeah,
actually really wasn't. All they did was supply them with Chrysler engines, and they just put Maserati runners on them to make it look like a Maserati engine. Maserati was pissed, and he only did that to help his buddy at Maserati, De Tomaso, who was friends with Iacocca.
Yeah.
He threw him a bone, and everything about the car was. I have a video on my channel. You guys should watch it because it is literally the most embarrassing thing ever. This car was just, you couldn't, it was up until now was the worst selling Chrysler product ever. Up until now,
Dennis has to put that caveat in there.
Yeah.
And Barry's got a question for you here, Dennis. I'm thinking you could help him out because he gave you that information for this show, right?
All right. So could I ask advice on a 3.8 Buick V6 exhaust system? Sure. That's a great engine because that is the 3800. That thing's indestructible.
Bulletproof.
That is a bulletproof motor. Okay, so hit me with the question, and while you're doing that, we'll go here with Sky Spectre, always with the inquisiting mind. Wasn't the Fiero engine ending up in the Grand National? No, the Grand National took the 3800 and they just basically put their balls on the counter and said, "Yep, we're going to make a car faster. We're going to make a car faster than the Corvette, and we don't care." And they did, and then they got in trouble, and it only lasted 2 years. And before they left, they made the GNX, which was probably the scariest turbo car up until recent times. That car was scary fast. Rear-wheel drive, no traction, great car.
What did that put down, the GNX? I remember the original one was like 280 horsepower or something like that. The original Grand National, and the GNX, would they boost it up to 330 or 340? I think.
Yeah, it was well over 300.
Yeah,
and they actually were lying about the horsepower because I saw those cars running at Englishtown. No, there's no way it only had that horsepower. They're running 13s,
and they're running stock. That's
stock. They're running 13s, and I'm like, going, Jesus.
There's one thing I can't stand is when somebody gets a car like that was only made a few years or a special edition, and then they start jerking around with it, putting on aftermarket to make it faster. Doing that with it. Making it look stupid on the outside. Like when you get a car that's that rare, leave it alone.
No, exactly.
Leave it alone. Don't be messing around. Go get a different one from the same year. If you want to, blow the motor out to 800 horsepower or whatever, go get a different one from the
Well,
same year and do that.
made a
or
T-type.
get one that's like almost destroyed, and you can just rebuild it. Like classic car world, I'm a stock guy, but if it's past a point of I can't buy 14-inch tires anymore, I'm gonna upgrade. Okay, I mean, if it's a derelict, make it your own. But if it's clean and it looks sharp, I don't want to mess up.
To me, when I see guys who buy Bullet Mustangs from 07, 08, they only made whatever 5,000 of them, and maybe not even that many, and then they're putting superchargers on them and putting
the whole
ground
purpose
effects
was
on
a
them.
sleeper. Is a V6 looking green Mustang, which with some other cool features. Me personally, it looks so V6y. I was like, okay, but we all knew what it was supposed to represent, blah blah blah.
Exactly.
But you don't mess with that because that's how it's supposed to be.
This is the thing I have with the guy that has a 300, because he's made some questionable decisions on one of the other cars, and I'm like, dude, just leave the friggin'. It's easier if you just leave the car alone. Just leave the car alone, because he has wasted a lot of money trying to put air conditioning in a non-air conditioning 300. I'm like, dude, there's 1,600 of these.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. If it doesn't have air, I'm sorry. It's just not going to have air.
No.
You should have realized that and bought a car with air conditioning. You live in Florida.
Or sell it and get something else, but leave it alone.
No, he's going to be underwater.
He's going to be very underwater in this car very, very soon.
Like the Andrea Doria show car.
Exactly.
Nice one.
I always forget what it's called, the Calypso or something.
I mean, Atlantis is going to see more sunshine than this guy in this car.
I think we got ourselves our first Flunoism. There you go. The Andrea Doria.
The Andrea Doria.
Yeah, because I'll never forget. We talked about. I always forget the name of that car, but oops, didn't quite make it. So.
Yeah, no Sky Spectre. No embarrassment about thinking that they were going to use that engine in the Grand National. No, it's fine. I mean, it makes sense because one went away, one came back.
And just for the record,
I guess Barry
didn't get the iron.
All right, here we go.
For the 2.8 liter. That was it.
So I've realized that I can legally remove the catalytic converter on it. On forums, people said that it might lose torque, would gain power, and no, as long as you don't have the problem with the oxygen sensor, which is before that catalytic converter on that car because it's not that new, you won't have any issues. Actually, you'll gain some power, even though most catalytic converters today, especially past 1985, flow pretty well. Because I thought about doing the one on my E30, and honestly, I looked through. I'm like, this isn't really affecting anything. I mean, I mean, you can. The only thing you have to be wary of is the oxygen sensor if it has one after the catalytic converter, because that will have a false reading, and then you got to take an anti fouling plug and back it out a little bit, and then it will actually read normal. Yes, I'm telling. I've heard this. I'm not sanctioning that. I've heard that you can do that, and it can make it so it will pass all emissions at that point. I've heard this through reading and stuff.
All my catalytic converters worked awesome in the 80s. What I did was I took them off and I got a broom handle and I banged out what was on the inside, and then I put them back on. It worked perfect.
What's on the inside is expensive, though. Is platinum on the inside.
Well, yeah, but that was back then. Nobody cared about that in the 80s. You just tossed it all in the junker and then you put them back on and they ran great.
All right. So you actually, what you'll end up doing is you won't really change the bottom end on it. You'll change the top end. Once you get above like 4,000, that's where flow happens. If you're having a flow problem, ladies, get help if you are. If you're having a flow problem with the exhaust in that car, you'll notice it as it gets above like 4,000 RPM. It'll probably pull a little bit harder. But yeah, there's really no downside to it. Honestly, the car runs probably so efficient that it doesn't even need it. My Charger in 1987 passed for a brand new 1987 car for New York smog. It passed. I didn't do anything special to it, so except put premium gas in it. That was it. Yeah, I this is oh god, this is an absolute one for me. When people
Ugh.
cut holes to add speakers, yes, Buddy Carroll.
Oh man.
That makes me want to puke. It really does. It's I've seen so many door panels and kick panels ruined,
No.
and it's like you can't fix that.
Not that anyone wants it, but Dan,
Get a
our
box and
informant
put it in the
friend,
back seat.
Dan
Sorry.
found an '08 Escalade. No, he's not going to buy it. Okay, ready for this? An '08 Escalade for $30,000. Why? Because it has a $30,000 stereo system, and when you look through it, one, I immediately became high from contact high from the picture itself. It must have 30 whole. It's got speakers everywhere. It's on Facebook Marketplace. He dropped the price. He dropped the price from 40,000 to 30, and he's bragging about his stereo system. You too. Thanks for joining us. He bragged about his stereo system in his 19 or 18-year-old vehicle. And that's all he talks about. I should send you the link then. It's just a show.
Jesus wept.
And then so no, but gee, really, it's like speakers everywhere. I mean,
Man.
Christ.
If you really want to put a stereo system in an old car, just build a box and throw it in the back seat.
Yeah.
Put a couple subs, a couple mids, a couple highs, and an amp on it, and put it in the back seat and lose your back seat. Who cares? But don't wreck the car. Don't wreck the car.
Tony Imperial. Now this one really hurts me because on my Charger, the dashes are like they're plastic and the radio sat in the dash.
Yeah.
Right. The cluster. And those they're hard, and literally people used to cut them up, and those instrument clusters are now $600-700.
Oh,
I mean, because there aren't that many of them, and they're made of plastic, and people ruin these things. It's like literally just put the radio someplace else.
Yeah, and now with today's technology, you can put in the.
Well, this was back in the 70s. This is back in the 70s.
Trust
in
me.
the 80s.
Well, like mine is like symmetrical radio and the climate controls. And it's amazing, especially during the 80s, how many tape decks ended up in the dash.
We used to put expensive radios in the glove box and leave the cheap one sitting there so nobody would steal it.
I had a 6-disc player under the front seat. I just tuned it through my radio.
So Barracuda, it already runs really good. You know what? You may not even need to do it. You may notice a little bit. Maybe you get a little better fuel economy, but yeah, I mean, that's great. I mean, so don't worry about it.
Barry, what car is it specifically?
It's a what is it? It's a
perfect.
It's a 3.8 liter. What is it? 3.8 liter.
It's the only motor I ever felt was as
Buick.
Reliable as the 4.6 V8 Ford motor.
It's a Buick. The Buick 3800.
Yeah, 3800.
Don't talk to me about 4.6s.
Oh, come on, man.
Mine was garbage. Mine and my Thunderbird was garbage.
Yeah, that must have been an oddity, man. I know a lot of them got over 1 million miles.
Yeah,
mine didn't make 100,000.
Well, that's your fault. No, that's just
no, it isn't. The top end went bad on the engine.
Crown Victoria's 4.6s run great. Town cars run great.
Well, I also had the first year. I also
okay. You had the first year. Big deal. They made the same motor for 20 straight years.
Yeah, but no. Ford first year is usually not a good thing.
Oh yeah.
That's usually a really bad thing to do.
It is your fault.
I just said it's your fault. There we go.
Well, I got the car cheap. It was cheap. It was a year old. I got it for like
we're just
$10,000 off.
Yeah, those Holden Commodores haul ass. They've had some
they do.
with the big V8s in them also.
Oh yeah, they're animals.
5.7s. Yeah, they're crazy.
But that's a nice car. The 3.8, that must be a really nice riding car. That's a nice car, that Commodore.
Thanks, Barry.
Yeah. So one last one. This one should blow your minds. I got one more car. To show. Oh my God. Here it is.
4.6 T-Bird. Oh.
The Drifter.
Oh.
This is actually a real car. This is a real car that they built.
Wow.
From 77 to 78, they built
great
a Drifter panel van.
Look at that font. Look at that font. That's terrific.
This is mid 70s.
Yeah.
Once you ever needed a hearse,
why don't we get this?
I don't know.
Amazing.
4 on the floor, bucket seats with full foam, not half foam. A sports instrument, GTS sports steering wheel, flow-through ventilation, 6-inch wheel, 6-inch steel sport wheels, radial tires, carpet up front, and room. Yeah, look at that.
Nice.
So, and yeah, see, look at that. You got the mid-70s hair and mustache going on. Look, you even got hood scoops.
Like I said, you got great
Sundowner.
Yeah, it does. Have
I love it. The Ford one is the Sundowner.
It's called a Sundowner? No,
The
that's
Sundowner.
terrible. Wow, was it mate? I'm not gonna. Wow. Is it an ambulance?
Insert your joke here.
I don't know. It's a hearse. It's a hearse. Wow.
Look at this thing.
Well, in America,
Everyone
that means
needs
it's
a
totally
hearse.
different. Those
So
are great.
this was the panel vans that they had, they never made. So they made Utes instead. And then they were going, Ford came out with the, this thing and, more Utes. And then finally, screw it. Let's make this.
We got a Granada. I mean, look how cool this is. The Sandman.
I actually repoed a hearse once, believe it or not.
Was it empty?
Yeah, it was empty, but it was still creepy driving it though.
Oh.
Actually, there's a guy that sells ice cream out of the back of a hearse.
Nice.
It's like was it cold stiffs? Yeah,
I think Barry's Commodore would be a supercharged if it was that year.
Stab
I think that's a
cabin.
supercharged.
If the Sandman's a rockin', don't bother
right.
knocking. All right,
Right.
a Valiant hardtop. I had to look up a Valiant hardtop for our New Zealand friend. Valiant hardtop. What year? Is it any particular year for a Valiant hardtop? VH Valiant hardtop. God, I these things, the names make me crazy. All right, VH Valiant hardtop. I don't know why it's VH and Valiant. Oh, this is pretty nice. Hold on, I gotta show this. I gotta get a good picture of one. Here we go. How about the Charger Club of Wah? Whatever. I think that I don't. What is Wah in? Is that Wales? Let me see if I could find. No, wrong one. Talk amongst yourselves as I keep trying to find this stupid thing. Talk amongst yourselves.
What are you doing for the summer, Fluno? Any got any special plans or anything?
Work. Let's see here. I'm actually going to. No, actually, I'm not. Never mind. Trying to think. Actually, not really. Nothing. It's just summertime. Really, is not a lot going on. Fall, I'll be going to Helen, Georgia, in October.
What are you doing there?
Basically, Helen, Georgia used to be a logging town, and then in 1969, they were, by that point, the logging had stopped. At this, to that. The city council voted to say, you know what? We're in the mountains. We have a beautiful temperature. Let's make it a Bavarian village. Everything Bavarian village. And it literally, since 1969, has been, and I've been to Bavaria. It is, at first I thought it was going to be like, I went like 4 years ago. I'm like, this is going to be campy. My parents have brochures on it. No, it's a little corny, but it is very similar to a real German, and it's all German restaurants, the Wendy's and stuff, but still it is under even the Wendy's looks like it's from Bavaria. So you go up there. We're going to stay in Airbnb this time. Sometimes we stay at like the Eideldorf or whatever on the river. The Chattahoochee runs right through it.
Way down yonder in Chattahoochee.
Yeah, beautiful. You go like in October and you have waterfalls everywhere. So you can do some day trips and stuff. We've been to like 4 of them. And it's really just a nice little oasis for 3 or 4 days. 3 days maybe you're going to kind of maxed out. And you can enjoy beer. And I went one time at Oktoberfest. It was way too crowded. So we go off season. And even though it's in October we're going, it's after Oktoberfest. But you can go there in May. You can go there in May, and literally it'll be 70, 48 still. And for us,
nice.
All of us have heat, obviously, now. It's a beautiful getaway for a little bit. It's about an 8-hour drive from Ocala with stops.
I was going to ask you how long of a drive. So what are you going to be driving in since this is a car show? What are you driving in?
Well, it's not a car show. No, we're just going. This is like.
No, I mean this. This is a car show, like
sorry.
DJ's
We
Classic
are okay.
Garage.
We were hoping to go in our friend's brand new QX80. Okay, autograph
Yes.
edition. Magically, somehow, it's like, yeah, Miles, even though he works from home,
She's still here.
apparently we're going to be riding in potentially, and I'll do a review on it. A Pacifica. A rented minivan. We're
The
taking
minivan mom car.
We've gone from
What's
something
wrong
that
with the big, beautiful Infinity SUV?
That's my friend. Though he bought the Saab too. So no, we don't know. This was a letdown on Independence Day. We felt a rush of
All right.
negativity.
So to get back to Barracuda, I found one. Here it is. This is a 71 Chrysler VG. Oh, wow.
I guess they had to call it something to differentiate it from the Chrysler.
Yes. I guess he said VH. I mean, they all look the same to me.
Not a bad looking car, actually.
No, there it is. It has the Hemi inline 6. It looks like a 6. You know what it looks like? A 67 Dart.
Look at those cool headlights
with square headlights.
Yeah.
Sky Spectre's still here.
Yeah.
And she wants to know if you drive.
Sure. Well, I have 3 vehicles. Okay, one is kind of my 60s car is a 67 Lincoln Coupe, not the suicide door one. Got to put that disclaimer. I have a 96 Z3, and my everyday car is a 2024 Kona by Hyundai, and I really enjoy it. So those are my 3 vehicles that I currently have. The Lincoln needs some work again, but I've had that for many, many years, and it will eventually drive around. So,
all right. So now I was told that's the wrong one. So actually, I have this one, Barracuda. So this is a VH 770 automatic hardtop. That has almost 100,000 kilometers on it, which I don't know what that really means in American.
61,000.
About 60,000 miles.
Okay, yeah. So there it is. This is weird, people. This is strange looking. I like the 72 better. 71 better, actually.
That white and black looks great, though.
Yeah. So let's see. So let's take a look and see if I can find another 72. It's hard to find stuff with from Australia because it's like that's a Charger because it's like there aren't a lot of them, and trying to find it on Google makes it really difficult.
Low production numbers makes it really hard to find.
Yeah, because Google just doesn't like Australian cars. Really, I'm almost getting that. I'm getting that vibe. See stuff on Facebook. I don't want to go there. Valiant Charger. Yeah, but that's what it looks like. I mean, it's an interesting looking car.
Yeah,
it's more like the A bodies from the 1970 and like the Demon and the Dart Sport. Actually, the Dart Sport was the Demon, and the Plymouth Duster. They kind of did the same body language. I guess it's sold pretty well. Wait, is it the beginning of my Chevy Suburban? What? What's going on? I wonder if she's had a cocktail or two.
Yeah, good. Is that what she?
If
has
she did, that's great. Good for her.
Yes.
So
I would like to spend a night just drinking and smoking with Sky. I got to tell you.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'd be a great night.
It would be. It sounds like it'd be fun. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So that's all I can find on that car. I honestly can't find any more Barracuda. That is that's a really hard one to find. There aren't a lot of them, and because there's like Facebook pictures of them, and here's like the ass end. A new tab. Click on this. Share this one. So this is what the back looks like.
Oh, it's sharp.
It's a sharp looking car. I mean, for a little
clean.
car.
Yeah.
All their cars are very clean. That's the one thing about their cars. They're very clean. So we have to wait
for a show car look though with that rear end. I mean, it's very
tucked in.
No, it's streamlined.
Very tucked in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Charger was the same way though. Like all their cars have that very tucked in, clean look. I'm very impressed. It must be because of the friggin' the hard driving there, because it's like 300 miles to go from like city to city, and there's nothing in between.
To me, it sort of looks like a Torino almost.
Yeah, they had a very different design.
60s, early 70s Torino.
It
But
had
everything I have to equate to a Ford somehow.
Yeah, of course. But no, it has more of that language in it, and all their cars did. They had more of a swoopy fastback kind of thing going on, even in the regular coupes, as they say. So it's like really strange how they lined up these cars. You know what I noticed though? None of them have hard body lines. There are no.
No, that's right. I was just thinking the same thing.
There's no hard body line on this car at all.
No,
because even my car has hard body lines on it, and that's that for 71 they did. Every Dodge had a hard body line on the side from in North America in the early 70s, and this thing has no hard body lines. That is as slick as possible on the side. It's actually Ford. It's Ford-like. Ford had almost no design on the side of their car on their midsize.
No,
and so that's why it looks like one of them. The Torino was bland.
Yeah.
What a bland car. But yeah, so there it is. There's the VH Valiant. Strange looking car, but cool looking car at the same time.
The rear end is Frenched.
It's Frenched. Yes, ooh la la.
Yeah.
Ooh la la, it's Frenched. I just can't even believe
rolled. The side, the seat pillar almost has a 71 Monte Carlo. The whole side is kind of like a GM 71.
Yeah, They have their own taste.
There we go.
Yeah, wow. Fuselage. This is the 4-door version. That is very. I guess that's the Ranger. That's very flowy for a 4-door. It actually has a little bit of a body line in it, and it has the cool door handles. All their cars had cool door handles.
I'm going on a limb here. That front end, similar, smacks of a 70 Tornado.
Yeah, it does kind of have that same language to it.
Mm-hmm.
The designer of this car, the VH Valiant Ranger, was Bob Hubeck of Plymouth Dodge in America. Wow. This is the stuff he wasn't allowed to make in North America.
No, this looks better than ours. Big time.
Well, the bumpers are tucked better.
Yes.
I mean, honestly, everything's just tucked better on this car.
Mm-hmm.
And this one has the 4-door got a body line.
Strange.
Yeah. Yeah. Screams rental car. This one does. This is probably a bargain basement car.
Oh,
this is probably a regular what?
It has true hubcaps with painted wheels. You're definitely on the lost leader end of this.
Taxi and cop car, maybe.
Well, that or basic transportation. Remember, in like a lot of Plymouth Valiants, especially in the late 60s, were the same way. They had painted wheels, hubcaps, and I mean they were just Plymouth was just transportation. Plymouth was never a nice car, except till you got to the GTX.
It's a VIP. I just watched a show on that.
And a VIP.
But wouldn't it be great?
Oh my God, the property pack.
But wouldn't that be great, though? Again, tweaks for the modern era. If we actually could, people just would not be opposed to driving a lost lead or stuff. I mean, that's not a terrible looking car.
No.
I mean, it has no features. Can't we have? That's a whole other off the rails conversation.
No, that's nothing.
Every single Chrysler now is a lost leader.
You're right.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, for them, not for the consumer.
What you mean? Wait, a Chrysler? They only have one model.
Oh, sorry, you know what I mean. Any Dodge, Chrysler, Plymouth, whatever you want to call it.
Well, I know that the losses are there, but I don't know about any leaders. So
no,
keep on making the 800 horsepower pickup trucks. Let's see how for $800,000. Let's see how those go. Let's see how the sales go on that thing. Keep dreaming. I can't wait to see these things at Mo Party. I think they'll be there. This ought to be fun. Yeah, I saw this that the president was talking about getting a disconnected car. Well, that would be kind of nice. That would probably cut the price by $10,000 if you got rid of all the electronics in the car. But we can't do that. I guess it'd be nice.
No, it's all too integrated now.
I'm not sure. I think I told you before, but one of my cars, every time you get in it, it says Ford's tracking your every movement, blah, 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 blah. And there's like nothing you can do about it. but they tell you every time you start the car.
All right, even better. I don't know if you guys heard this, but BMW got caught putting an advertisement for Spider-Man in their cars when they started a car up. The new Spider-Man movie.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It was and this is the problem with BMW at this point. They do weird.
So you get a commercial when you start your car.
Yes.
Oh.
Hollywood. Here we go. I'll share this. Hollywood Reporter. Jesus. BMW owners angry. I love it. Oh, wait, that's only one.
That is
Here
ridiculous.
we go. No, that's no. Here we go. Take this. BMW owners angry. Spider-Man brand new day ads are suddenly in their cars. F this. BMW special surprise partnership with Sony Marvel is getting some backlash. No kidding, really? You think people may get pissed off if you turn on your car and you get you're a piece of garbage. You turn on your car and then you get a Spider-Man commercial on the center screen.
That is terrible.
Literally on the center screen.
Okay, like
I can understand. I can understand why people download stuff at this point.
The thing
I would
is,
never do that, but I'm just saying.
Sony.
I can understand why people do it. They're just tired
Sony
of the
said
crap.
they're getting rid of physical media because that was the thing. So that's basically if it doesn't exist, it's not stealing. Yeah, how can you steal something that doesn't exist? So that's they're kind of walking into their own argument at that point. So it's not the best. You know what I mean?
Do you guys actually go to the movies? Like, do you guys
only
go
when
to
it's
the
something
movies?
really great, like Godzilla -0, I'll go see because Godzilla -1 was phenomenal.
I did see Scream 7, which was cool because you had like a lot of like people our age, and then like people like the one I went with, Gen Zs, and it's like, wow, we were alive when the first one came out. It was actually a lot of fun. It was cool. We were all mingling and somehow all bonded. It was actually a lot of fun. But that was the first movie in the theater I'd seen.
Yeah,
A few years. Top Gun 2. That was it.
We have one of the last drive-ins in the whole country, like very close to where I live.
Guess what? I've got a drive-in that's been around since '47, 2 miles from my house. Actually,
Yeah,
there's
most of
the
those
ad.
dead are gone.
here it is.
Look-
Here it is. What the hell?
Wow.
That is the ad that's in the car when you turn the car on.
Oh, that is so.
That is literally the most obnoxious thing
beta.
ever.
That is terrible.
Look at this. Look at this. This is when you turn your when you turn your BMW on.
No.
This comes on.
Oh.
And of course, it's with the iX3, the thing that is just garbage. Look at this. This is you get a full movie when you turn your car on. That is just
that's in
wrong.
the electric car, I guess. The iX3, that's their electric.
Yeah, but I
all
think this is in
utility.
all their. I think this is in all their cars. They just use that as their.
So when the
electric.
movie's long gone after like 2 weeks, did you get the
It's gone.
It's already
It's
gone.
gone because you're connected. They automatically pull it back out.
Oh no! Wow.
That is
That's
that
right.
is
Yeah.
completely horrible. And so are these ads. So yeah, that was something I saw. You talk about disconnected cars. I mean, I'm like, oh my god, I'd lose my mind if I got a friggin' ad in my car. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'd
We
be
really
pretty
got
upset
too
too.
far. I love Jetson stuff, but this has gone too far.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever used autonomous driving? Have you ever been in a car and used?
No, I'm terrified. I'm terrified to be in a car like that. I'll be very honest. I'm terrified.
I didn't turn on when I drove the Model 3 because I knew somebody that she used to work with us, and he worked for Tesla. Yada yada yada. I did. I took it for a test drive. I took it for like 30 minutes, whatever I did, hour. It had it in there, but I was more interested just to see how fast it was and just kind of enjoy the future or whatever. It was actually a cool car, but no, it kept doing the braking thing. I was like, okay, this is going to take some used to, but yada yada yada. I just wanted to see how Tesla drove, but I did not get an autopilot. No.
Yeah, I've driven a 3 and a Y. Both had autopilot on them. I tried the autopilot. You know, when it pulls out to pass somebody on the highway, I almost dumped in my pants.
No,
like
I'm sorry.
I left it on for about 6 or 7 minutes, and I couldn't do it anymore. And I had both of those cars for extended, like, multiple hours, hundreds of miles, and I just couldn't do it. I could not use the feature. So
No,
I don't trust an artificial intelligence to make better decisions than I can driving, because it doesn't use the data I use to know what to do. Like, it needs to see painted lines. If it loses painted lines, you're screwed.
Yeah.
If you get weird weather like rain or whatever, it can actually lose the ground. You're screwed. They have, I mean, there are plenty of instances where it just crashes because it loses relevance. Whereas I can't. I mean, I have a hard enough time having someone else drive. I sure as hell can't let a computer drive for me. Absolutely not.
Canada is the second largest country in the world with a very small population. So there are just thousands of miles of nothing. You'll see a house here or there. And I have seen so many videos of people asleep at the wheel, fully asleep at the wheel while their car was driving. It's scary. And people just do it constantly. And I'm very shocked.
God.
And their seats are back and their eyes are closed.
No.
And they hang something on their steering wheel to make it feel like a hand, like a weight.
Oh, shoot. I was going to say, because you got to, like Tesla's, your eyes. Now, my car, my Kona, has highway driving assistance, which is not autonomous at all. And I will say, I like it. You get on the highway, you hit the button, you have to keep your hand on the wheel, hold on to it. You're still paying attention. It will drive, and I say that very loosely, drive the car for you. I got, the smart cruise control. Obviously, I'm still in charge. Like if I go to make a turn and it senses me moving a wheel, it turns it off. It lets me do whatever. It will not go on unless I manually put cruise control on the interstate.
Right.
It knows it's a highway because of the lines, right? Okay. If I'm, let's say, on a 2-lane road, like 301, or, let's say, I know it's 4 lanes sometimes, but it actually knows obviously what a highway is versus an old school highway. I can manually put it on, but I will say the white knuckling, the stress, it does actually relieve some, and I do enjoy. I call it quasi-autonomous, but I'm still in charge, and it knows if my hand's off the wheel. Tesla, your eyes have to be out, like staring at the dashboard. I'd rather just have it off.
Sunglasses negate the eye thing. I mean, as long as you have sunglasses on,
that's too much for me though. See, to me, that creeps me out that someone's sleeping. And there's been wrecks and people have died because of this.
Oh, I'm sure they have, but like I'm saying, I've seen it constantly. People doing videos of morons driving down the highway completely asleep behind the wheel of a Tesla, just gone. Or 2 people. The best is when there's 2 people in the front seat and they're both asleep. And it's always younger, like 24, 25-year-old out in mommy and daddy's Tesla for the weekend, taking it into the mountains from Calgary or something like that. And they're just both gone and asleep. Yep.
However, I know someone who fell asleep at the wheel coming Tampa to Miami. Hey, that used to happen all the time. But no, what's interesting, G, is that it's funny you bring about distraction. I've literally been by a car doing a week, and I've driven by and I've seen someone planted in their phone, and the car is they're just not even, I mean, they're so engrossed, and I want to just lay on the horn or pull them over. I wish I could and be like, are you trying to kill someone? Seriously.
Yeah, I saw that the other day.
It happens all the time. You're right. It happens all the time.
Oh, no, I'm just using another example of the mentality of, do you realize that a certain device in my glove box is completely safe right now, and you're about to kill someone? Okay?
Exactly.
Seriously.
Yeah. So and that whole thing. No, we even have the smart cruise control on the Bronco, and I would never use it.
Oh, it's wonderful.
I don't even. It's disabled. Lane keeps everything's disabled. I want to be able to drive. I'm sorry. No. I trust myself more than I trust anything else. I've driven a million miles. I like
about the smart cruise, it goes too slow. Like, it's like, whoa, dude, I'm fine, and it hits the brakes. So you're right. I turn it off too sometimes.
So Oh well. So that was Australia. That was the weirdness of auto cruise. That was pretty much a pretty full show. There's a full bombshell there.
It was.
And we had a flunoism to boot.
And a flunoism to go with it.
Like you're so underwater. What do I say? You're so underwater in that car.
It's like the car in the Andrea Doria.
You're like the prototype car in the Andrea Doria.
Yeah.
Nice.
But you had another one too, GMAC. There's my favorite is that one car guy. He goes, "Oh, you got a 400 Beacon?" Well, he goes, "Oh, what kind of car you want?" He goes, "Oh, I like the new Telluride." And he goes, "Oh, 400 Beacon, Telluride to come back." Oh, we have all sorts of ones from the car industry. I can bore you all with those. 25-step inspection. You just, walk.
Dennis will have a little cut video a couple years from now of every flunoism.
That's fine. That's good.
I'd sit and edit it.
One of those quick ones. What are you short? It'll be a short. million views. It'll be Dennis's first million view video.
Yeah. Like, thanks, Fluno. You just I'm like the prick who took all the fame for the first brands and didn't give him credit.
Yeah, no kidding. Hey, Uncle Tony, can you give me a friggin' little taste of credit there,
thanks,
dude?
Yeah.
Like, dude, you found out about it like 6 months later. It's okay, man.
Yeah.
It's all right. You can be okay, man. You can give credit sometimes somebody else, please. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. And we don't talk about first brands right now because there's nothing to talk about. The trials haven't started. There's no news. There's still no Cardone. So that's why we didn't talk about it yet. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So here we are. That's where we are at first brands. We're just nowhere at this point. The trial's supposed to start soon, so we'll start having more stuff. All right. So on all this excitement, and I think it's time to do a wrap on this. I thank everybody in the chat. You guys were friggin' on tonight, man. You are on.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for having me, guys.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. No, thanks a lot, man. Yeah, anytime, man.
Thank you.
Anytime.
He told me to like, "Hey, G," I'm like, "Oh, good for you." I'm like, "That's awesome. That's great. It's cool." And I think I love seeing people, the regulars, popping in right away, and all the questions, and really, it's really awesome that it keeps growing and growing. And tonight's been a exceptional evening. And no, thanks, Chief, for stay cool up there, and we'll stay cool down here. Okay.
Yeah, sounds good, man.
Yeah. Wait, we gotta leave with Tony Imperial. My favorite in the car sales gig. Sounds like you're looking for a good buy. Well, goodbye.
Oh, here's I'll double down. I want to be 25 grand out the door. Well, you're halfway there.
Exactly. I'll call you 25 grand when you get out the door.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I love the chat. They bring it. They do nice things.
I'll do that. I'll make my list of all the good ones. Like, never worry about. I was always told Mike. Never
I mean, we can wait. We'll do the show next week of all the acronyms. All the isms.
I'll do all the smart ass
flunoisms.
The flunoisms.
I coined a phrase. Flunoisms.
The flunoisms. We can do all the isms next week because there's so many car isms.
There's so many car isms.
So many car isms. We're gonna have the carism show. I gotta write that down.
Never worry about the customer's payment because you're not making it.
Nice.
Absolutely. Oh yeah,
that's so true.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I mean, and here's one. Everyone drives a used car. Think about that. My biggest mentor is like, everyone drives a used car. I was selling obviously pre-owned BMWs, Mercedes, etc. And he's like, no, don't think about that as, that Kona. One day later, I own a used car. Everyone drives a used car.
And if you have a Dodge Charger, it's already a used car before you even bought it.
Yeah.
This is a year old.
Hey, man, I'll be like, look, I love the style. I love the green gold paint. USF, you go Bulls. I want it for 20 grand. And if I come
they may give it to you very soon. So keep working on them. And next year, you may be able to get it at 26 for 20 grand.
Honestly, but we'll let us all go. I've talked about this to Dennis. And I'm not doing this to be disrespectful. I'd like to go down to my dealership, which is 2 miles away, sit with a salesman and be like, look, we're going to spiff you a Benji, okay? How is your life going? How is this dealership running? What are you doing to sell cars? And not in a mean way. I really like to know how they are actually surviving with these products. Do people actually, because when I went there to take pictures that day, not one person flocked me. No pun intended on the cameras. I thought I'd be accosted. I thought I'd be
Well,
accosted, like, oh my God, someone's in here with this new vehicle thing. Okay, he looks like a buyer. Not one person talked to me. And
I would think they only have a couple salesmen. They probably do used cars, but they still sell a lot of trucks. I'm thinking Dodge.
They don't sell as many trucks as they used to. They keep on they spin it, but the truck sales are way down from when they were like 5 years ago. I mean, they're way down. So they're kind, and the Chryslers they really don't sell a lot of, and Jeeps actually are doing very poorly right now. Jeeps in a lot of
used
trouble.
Cars. Then maybe they got the same guys selling new cars or selling.
Oh yeah. That's how they stay alive. That's how they've been staying alive with the used cars. They go to the auction.
All I know is I was the only customer there. I mean, I'm not joking.
That's not great.
That's not great, Bob.
I
mean,
there's a lot of
competition. Wasn't loaded. There was no cigarette smoke to let them know they're coming. I mean, it was weird. I thought I'd at least be, hi, sir, how are you? This and those. Okay.
I'll go to one near me and see what happens. I actually saw a couple of the Chargers up front now. I guess they're trying to really get rid of them at this point.
Oh, mine are all
right
up
on
front.
the roadside.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, they're trying to get rid of the Jeeps they can't sell either. So,
God.
It's really bad.
Nothing like a Jeep.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So all right, so this was fun. Thanks, thank you, Canada. Thank you, Fluter, as always. Thanks everyone in the chat, all the people that commented, all the lurkers, everybody out there that had some fun with us, man. Thanks a lot, and check out my channel for the other stuff going on, and we will see you next week. And I think we're gonna do carisms next week. Service department is basically the backbone of the dealerships.
Every dealership.
It literally is at this point. That's the backbone. So we'll catch you on the rebound next week, and we'll see if the Charger has more 27s come on the lot for no apparent reason. And we'll go from there. And if you have a classic car, something fun to drive, take it out because you'll make someone's day. It'll probably be your own. And as always, we'll catch you really soon. Bye-bye. If you liked what you saw, subscribe. If you didn't, thank you for watching to this point. And as always, if you have a cool car or something fun to drive, take it out. You'll make someone's day, probably your own.